This Let's Play was supported by these awesome hobby companies.
Hello everybody and welcome. I am joined by Rich from Two Fat Lardies, and today we are playing Chain of Command. And not just any game of Chain of Command, we are playing a bit of a scenario. So Rich, what have you got for us today?
We are, okay, well, with all the talk about Dunkirk at the moment, we thought we'd go straight in with a Dunkirk scenario. So we've got a situation here where the British are defending a canal line. The Germans are attempting to get their tanks through to the beaches and hold everybody there prisoner. And what we've got some British engineers working on the bridge here. We've got a British platoon who are attempting to defend them while they're doing that, and we've got a German pioneer platoon looking to push through with support of a couple of tanks to try and get there at the bridge before the British can get it demolished.
So this is going to be a fun one. So this
should be.
Is this something typical you would have seen during the era?
Yeah, very much so, very much so. Whilst the film obviously focuses a lot on the important stuff about getting people off the beach, what made that possible was the fact there were guys just a few miles inland really fighting with their backs against the wall to stop the German advance. So the great advantage they had is that that's a pretty flat and damp area where there's a lot of canals which are used as much for drainage as for shipping goods as well. So those canal lines were really the real solid defensive lines that the British could hold. But obviously having a bridge across that canal line was only going to help the Germans. So British have got to get that destroyed, and to do that they've got troops pushed over this side of the river who are trying to hold the Germans off. So very, very typical of the type of action that's going to be happening on a 20-mile frontage of canals.
Lovely. All right, well, we are going to be playing the game. We're using Chain of Command as the rule set.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people out there will never have seen us play Chain of Command before. We've got a game under our belts off camera, so I sort of half know how to play, but I'm going to be relying on you to keep me right, Rich.
I'll try and give you the worst advice I possibly can. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm going to have to rely on my tactical acumen to save the day. I'm screwed. Okay, so to begin a game of Chain of Command, how do we begin?
Okay, really, the first thing we need to do is we've got to see what our force morale is. Very simple. We roll a dice. That tells us what kind of shape of mind our forces are in. Now, I've rolled a 4, which means that my force morale is 9. So pretty good, not bad. So you roll now, roll a d6.
Right, let's see what we get.
Sorry, yeah. Okay,
5.
and that's a 5. You're slightly better than mine, so you start off on 10.
Ooh, lovely.
Now, the thing about the force morale tracker is that it tells us both forces are in pretty good state. But as the game goes on, we're going to get key moments where things are going to happen that makes the guys go, "Woo, not sure I like that." And at that point in time, we're going to be rolling a dice to see how they react to that. And gradually, one side, or maybe both sides, force morale is going to start dropping down, and they will become less effective. In fact, that's really the way you're going to win a game of Chain of Command, is not by killing all the enemy, but by making sure they get to the point where they go, "Whoa, we don't want to do this anymore."
Right, so time to go home?
Time to go home, absolutely.
All right, well, so we've got our force morale set up. What's the next step?
Next step is we play what's called the patrol phase. Now, both of us have got a set here of patrol markers. We've both got 4 of them in this scenario. And my patrol markers are starting at this point on the road, whereas yours are starting at a very similar point at the
I've got
opposite
them
side
right
of
in the
table.
corner here. Your forces are starting right down at the end of the road there.
Yeah.
And, well, it's going to be interesting to see how this works, because from the game we played off camera, this sort of feels like that fog of war moment where your units are still moving and advancing and actually getting up into their deployments.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, who gets to go first?
You do, because you've got the higher force morale. Nice and simple. What we do is you move one of your patrol markers 12 inches. It's always got to remain within 12 inches of another one. And what you get is...
move the full 12?
You do. You have to move the full 12, unless we get to a point where we come within 12 inches of an opponent's patrol marker, in which case both are locked down at that point. You don't carry on and go the full 12 inches.
I see. All right, well, from my location here, so I can go... Oh, actually, I think I will just go 12 up to this fence line here. I think that'll be quite nice there.
Heading out. Well, I'm going to be a bit bold and just go straight down the road, because that's what we blitzkriegi Germans like to do.
Yeah. Okay. So back to me. So I think I'll move from here because I can't leapfrog ahead just yet. So I have to then bring another token up to here.
Yeah.
So that then when it's my turn again, I can then move on from there, yeah?
Yeah, you can do, that's right. And I'm going to do a very similar thing. I'm going to put that one there because I'm keen to just get moving straight down the road.
All right, on my side then, I'm going to actually use that one that I just got to get right up into this ruin.
Okay.
So that I can maybe get my guys into some good cover early.
Right, fine. Okay, now I'm very aware of that, and I can measure, see where you're going, because I obviously want to try and move up. So I'm going to head off in this direction here. I'm going to move this second one here up to there. So just check that's not more than 12. No, that's fine. So we're locked down at that point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of a token for both of those just to show they're locked down. And that means we can't move them again. They stay still.
Right, here's an important question then. So this is probably a bit of a curly one.
Yeah.
So from here, I can no longer leapfrog from here to here to here to then move on further, because as soon as I would go here, it would become locked, yeah?
It would do if you do there. So if you want to go out that way, you're going to have to move behind that.
So I think from where I am, I'll move up through here, which I think might keep me safe.
Yeah, that'll keep you safe, because really I can't move anything up any further. I've got to get these guys moving up from here. So I'm just going to move that one to there because I know that's 12 inches.
Okay, I'm then going to bring this one from the back.
Yep.
And I'll move it 12 inches, I think, across this way.
Okay.
So that I'm a little closer to the bridge, because I know there's probably going to come a moment in this battle where I'm going to need to retreat.
I think that's probably very wise. That's certainly your plan. You want to be able to get away. You don't want to fight to the death in this one.
No.
You want to keep me at arm's length and then get away when you can. Right. I'm looking to move this one up here now. So I'll move that up to there. That puts me within 12 inches of that. So that's locked down as well. I'm quite pleased with that position. So there we go.
Well, the important thing is I'm now able to move this one.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm going to be... Do I want to be a little bold? I think I'm going to move right along the hedgerow here.
Okay.
I think that does bring me within 12 to lock that.
No, yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we're locking that down there.
So that then gives me one more. And that last one I think I can actually use to be a little sneaky. But you've got one more on your side. You can still.
I have, yeah. Well, I've got two. We've both got two not yet locked down. So.
Yeah, but this one that I have here, I really, really want to keep it sort of in this area.
Okay. Just think about the fact that when you deploy from that, it's going to be going back from that. So you might want to move that forward a bit. In order to.
I see.
Get that into a position.
All right. So you've moved your one, so I can move my one.
Yeah.
And then. So if I move this one 12 inches, and it has to be the full 12, doesn't it?
No, because at some point you're going to come within my zone of control.
And as soon as I hit that 12, I stop?
That's you stop. So that's going to be there. And that's it. And that's locked that one down. Well, that's a pretty good position, as we'll see when we move on to the next stage. So I'm going to start moving out here now.
Okay. And does that lock down now, I think?
I don't think that's within 12. Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. So that's locked me down. I was a bit optimistic there, I think. Whoops.
Oh, hedges flying everywhere.
Hedges flying. Right.
Okay, so I've got one more I can still move.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got one in here. So it's going to move. So when am I going to hit the 12 there?
Well, the 12 is coming up about there.
Yeah.
But actually, that's probably a good thing to do, because you've now locked all of yours down, which means the patrol phase comes to an end.
I see.
And interestingly, I'm still in the process of deploying forward. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Right. Now what we do is we use those patrol markers, which really shows us that when my patrols were going forward, we kind of ran into the enemy at about this point. And this is now going to tell us where we can place what we call jump off points. Now, we've both got 3 of these, even though we've got 4 patrol markers. What these represent is the points where we can move up to pretty safely and deploy from them. So the great thing would be, if you're moving up the road, the sergeant will say to you, you can get as far as that big tree, And then at that point, you want to keep your head down and be careful. So you're quite happy, you stroll up to the big tree, and then you start worrying about the enemy and become a bit tactical. So here, what we have is we've got a situation where we've got 4 patrol markers, and we use the nearest patrol marker, the nearest 2 enemy patrol markers, to determine where our patrol markers, our jump off points, can go. So the way we do this,
I assume you'll need this.
yeah, we'll use this. The flashing blade will show us how this is done, right?
Okay.
So the let's use this one for example. We've got 2 patrol markers here. Now when we place a line through that one, and we use that one there, what we see is we create a triangle over here, which is telling us where we can, that will generate the jump off point, and it's got to be 6 inches back. So that would be a good point. So you could put one there,
Yeah.
right, if you wanted.
I do like it there, because I think that
Yeah.
gives me a nice coverage of
It
the road.
does. It does, because what you can do when you deploy troops is you're going to be able to deploy within 6 inches of that. So that actually gives you a nice bit of coverage on that flank. So you could deploy troops into the damaged
the next
building
ruins.
or down onto the fence line.
Nice.
So some of your other options would be this one here. We can see a line through there and there. So if we're going back 6 inches, they could deploy just behind there, for
I can pop one
example.
right there.
Yeah, we don't have to put that down yet. These are just some of the choices we've got. And then this one here, the nearest ones are there and there, if you wanted to go there. So that would really be maybe something back here near the cabbage patch, or maybe over in the wood. And
Now,
this one,
it has to be 6 inches away from these.
it
Then.
has to be at least 6 inches and in cover.
There's the important thing. At least 6 inches.
Yeah.
So could I deploy like way further
You could
back?
go way further back. You could go back there, which is what you were talking about. In fact, let's put
Yes.
that line through there
Yeah.
and there. You can really put one anywhere in that area there, which would give you a kind of backstop sweeper type
That's
position.
what I'm thinking. I need to have a backup line just in case stuff goes pear-shaped up the front.
Okay, so before you make your mind, we take it in turns to put these down. So
I'll go with the one that I have here to begin with.
yeah, okay, so I'm second. So I've got an options of here or pretty similar actually, here, and again here, somewhere on this hedge line. This one, because if I draw the lines through it there and there, there's no cover, so if I was to use that one to generate a jump off point, it would be right back here on the road, which is not really what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put my first one down here,
Okay.
because I think that's going to be a pretty good position. That will allow me to use that hedge line.
Yeah.
So you put your next one down now. So where are you going to go with that?
So I think I am just going to go right in
You're
behind
gonna
this
go
building.
there?
Because I can deploy 6 inches away, that means I can deploy
You can
inside
go
the
straight in
ruins,
the house. Yeah, that's right.
which I think is going to be quite
Yeah.
useful.
Okay. And I'm going to put one here because I reckon I'm quite happy now because I've got options on this hedge line and this hedge line. And where are you going to go with your final one?
Like I said, I think being back here,
Back there?
just right out of the way, means that if something's going
Okay.
horribly wrong, I can deploy some guys there and get
Okay.
them onto the bridge to tell the engineers, hurry the hell up, the
Right.
Germans are coming.
Okay, and I'm going to put my final one there,
Ah.
which means I've got a pretty basic position right along this hedge line. So now we just get rid of these.
Yeah.
The patrol phase is played. We don't need them anymore. Now what this does mean is that when we deploy our troops into battle, rather than you starting with your forces on that table edge and me starting with my forces on this table edge, we've kind of advanced to the first point of contact.
Yeah,
where
it sort of
things are
takes
really
out
getting.
that initial turn where you're getting into position.
Yeah.
I like the feel of this just because it does feel like what would actually happen in a battle, that we don't know where the enemy is until you actually sort of come into like visual range and stuff, and then it's right, we need to start digging in, lads.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now I'm attacking,
Yes.
so I actually go first in this game, even though you've got the higher force morale.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, now the way we decide what we can do in each phase of play is we roll our command dice. And both of us have got 5 command dice. Now, each turn in chain of command is made up of a number of phases of play. How many? We're not sure. That depends very much on what happens with the dice, as we'll see. So I get the first phase of play, so I roll my 5 command dice. Okay. Ooh, now that's nice actually. That's quite handy because that's pretty representative of what we can do. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now, for every 1 that is rolled, I can activate a team. Now, on my German force, that could be a team of mine engineers, mine clearance engineers. It could be, on the British side, the Vickers machine gun, or the 2-pounder anti-tank gun. For every 2 that I roll, I could activate a whole squad of my Germans or a whole section of British. For every 3 that I activate, I roll, I can activate a junior leader. Now, a junior leader is your squad leader or your section leader. That's pretty similar to a 2 in that he's able to then activate his section or squad. But the great thing about him being activated rather than rolling a 2 is that he can do other things, like he can rally off shock, which is the morale effect. So he's the guy who's going to be getting his troops
so he can
in
bark orders.
Fighting order. Yeah, that's the one. A 4 represents a senior leader. Now, both of us have got 2 senior leaders. Both of us have got a lieutenant and a sergeant. And those are the guys who can get involved when things get tough. They've got more command initiative, which allows them to rally more shock or give more orders. And for a 5, when I roll a 5, that actually does nothing in this turn. But what it does do is it gives us a chain of command point. Now, we've got chain of command dice here, which I'll put here. As you can see, when it gets to 6 points, it says chain of command, which is lovely. I've just rolled 1 point, so I'll put that on a 1, which I'll put over here on my tracker.
Right.
At the moment, 1 pip on my chain of command dice is useless. But when I get 6 pips, in other words, a full chain of command dice, I can do things with it. It will allow me to interrupt your turn, for example. Ooh. So if you say, I'm going to run across that road to get from that building to that one, I can say, ha-ha, but I'm interrupting and I'm going to shoot you at the best point in the middle of the road. Yeah. Or I can end a turn. At the end of the turn, certain things happen. So if a building's on fire or has become unstable, it might well collapse. And if you've got troops in the building, I'm kind of keen for that to happen. Yeah. There are other ways to end a turn. It allows me to move my deployment points. Now, if I've got my, let's say I've advanced with one of my sections up to here, I could use that to bring forward my deployment point to follow them. Now, that would then allow me, if I've worked forward with one squad, to bring on more troops at that point. So it represents me capturing territory, capturing ground.
Securing the area. Yeah.
That's right.
Right. Now, just a very quick thing.
Yeah.
There is one more face to the dice,
Yeah.
so cover it first, and then I'll point out the thing I've noticed, because with me defending, I think I have a couple of things I need to do before we do anything else.
Well,
so what is the 6?
Right, okay, 6. 6s are really important. If you roll 1 6, it's not important at all. It does nothing. If you roll 2 6s, it means that you've got the next phase of play. So had I rolled 2 6s there, I'd have had this phase and the next phase. If I rolled 3 6s, it ends the turn, which means that that unstable building, that might well fall down. A unit that's in a really bad state of morale might leave the table at that point in time. Or conversely, it could be pretty good. One of your officers who's got knocked out in an explosion, he would go, "Ooh, wake up, what's going on?" and he'd get back into action. So it has various different effects. If you roll 4 6s, same thing, ends the turn, but you also get a random event. But obviously, the chances of rolling 4 6s is getting to the point where you should be on the plane to Las Vegas if you're rolling.
We are on camera, so laws of mathematical probability are out the window right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So that's the way the command dice work, and we'll see how that plays out as we go through the game.
Okay. Now, with me being the defender, I think I have a couple of extra things to deploy before you get to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we have completed our patrol phase. The British have selected a couple of support options, which are not men, but actual things that can help them. Now, you've got a barricade, a roadblock. This is a pretty hefty roadblock. Now, you can use what you like here. This could be a sort of Czech hedgehog, sort of great big metal thing. In this case, we're using...
we've looted the houses.
We've looted the houses, but it's a pretty major obstacle. I can't just drive through this. It's the type of thing that if you bash your tank into it, you know, you're on the phone to the insurance company because you're going to be doing some pretty serious damage. So I really need engineers to be able to blow that up. Unfortunately, I haven't picked in my support options a roadblock clearance demolition team, although actually I have, but if I risk using them to blow up that barricade, they might not be able to undo the explosive charges on the bridge. So I'm not likely to be using them for that. So you can put that on the table anywhere you like on the table, as long as it's blocking the road. Even down here if you want, although it might not be the best place to put it.
I'm not giving you cover. I think what I'll do is, from where we are, I'm going to pop it here. Right. Because I think I want a nice advanced position. Yes, it means you can sort of swing it out and around, but you have to take the time to do that.
True enough. Okay.
And I think it'll be a little unfair just to completely block the road on you.
Okay. Well, the other thing you've got is a nice little 6-inch square minefield.
Yeah.
Which again, you can put anywhere. Now, you could put that down here if you felt it was going to really mess me up.
Well, you see, I have to look to where I think you're going to be coming along. Now, can minefields hurt vehicles?
Well, the thing is, actually, they don't hurt anybody because we just can't go in them.
Oh, right. So it's just a complete blockage.
It's just a complete block.
Ah, okay. So this is going to be interesting for me. So I think, I think out in no man's land about here. Because I think that might give you some nice issues to worry about.
Okay, yeah. So what we're really seeing is that the minefield is being used to channel me down nasty routes that I possibly might not want to go around.
Out wide, or come into the killing fields in the middle.
That's right. Absolutely.
Am I being mean?
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, I've rolled a real handful of dice there. So the 5, as we've seen, puts one on my chain of command dice, 1 point there.
Last night at the pool.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to use, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 1 and the 2 and add them together to make a 3.
Ah, okay.
Now, I can use dice to add them together to make any score 2, 3 or 4. I can't add them together to make a 5 or a 6 because that would be cheating. So I'm going to use them to make a 3, and a 3 is what activates fun toys called tanks, and I'm going to put that on within 6 inches of my deployment point. Now, you may note I don't have a deployment point here, but tanks always use the table edge as a deployment point, and if there's a road, I have to use the road. Now that gives me no choice at all here, so but that's fine. I'm quite happy to face you down the road.
It does kind of make a sort of sense, though, that the vehicles would be moving in convoy.
Yeah, and they won't be popping out behind hedges because whilst your scouts have identified that they saw some German troops down here, they didn't see a blooming great tank. No. Now, because I'm using a 3, that allows me to activate the tank commander, and he is going to use his command initiative to put this tank on overwatch. So I'm going to put an overwatch marker in front of that. Okay. And that means that if you put any troops down and fire or move in that arc of fire, I can then react to that. Okay? So that's that. The second 3 I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use to bring on one of my infantry sections. So remember, the 3 is a junior leader. He brings his section on with him. And I'm going to put these guys on here. Now, each squad is actually made up of 2 teams here. We've got the machine gun team of 3 guys, and we've got a rifle team of 6 guys. Now, why do we keep them separate? Well, basically because fire and movement tactics, as used in the Second World War, might mean that this section fires while another section tries to manoeuvre, or it might mean that this machine gun team fires while the rifle team tries to manoeuvre. So it just gives you that flexibility. You can fight the whole squad together as just one entity, but you can also break it down into 2 teams, as was historically the case. They sometimes kept them together, sometimes fought them apart. Okay, and what we can see there is that we've got our junior leader down there waiting to go on there. So that's the 3. Now I have got a 4, which means I can deploy a senior leader, But actually, looking at the table, I don't think I need to bring on the big guns yet. My commanders are quite happily sat at the back watching what's going on. However, what I am going to do is do a very similar thing as I did with the tank, and I'm going to put that machine gun team on Overwatch. We've got these Overwatch markers, which gives you a 90 degree angle, 45 degrees out each way. So that's machine gun is covering a pretty big area there, and they can react to anything that you do. But that's me done. That's me done. So that's my command dice, and as I didn't get 2 6s, the next phase is yours. So you roll your command dice, and we see where we go.
Ooh, that's nice. So the 6 is worthless.
The 6 is worthless because it's just 1 6.
But I've got 2 3s, a 4 and a 2 there.
Yeah, which means you could, if you wanted, you could actually bring on all 3 of your rifle sections. You'd probably be showing a bit more of your hand than you want to, but you could equally, on a 3, you could deploy.
Teams?
You could bring on your junior leader with the 2-pounder gun if you wanted.
I think I will, because I think I need to set up a defensive emplacement right the hell away.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, right. So what we've got here is we've got a nice little 2-pounder gun, and they've got 5 crew.
Within 6. So
And
I could put it there,
yeah,
or I could put it right at the wall there.
could do.
I think I'll put it right at the wall here.
Get a bit of heavy cover from that building. That will make a big difference. Right. So you've got the 2-pounder gun going in there. They've got a junior leader there who's going to keep them activated, and I guess you're going to want to shoot.
Yeah.
I thought you might. Okay.
There's a great bloody big tank down there.
There is, and really the way it works is if that tank was in the open, you would roll 2d6 and you'd hit it on a 5. But look, there's a bit of a tree and a bit of a hedge in the way. It's what we call partially obscured, so you need 7. So just 2
2d6
dice.
needing 7.
2d6 needing 7.
Can I do it? Yeah, on the nose.
You've done it on the nose, right? So that's a hit. So now what we need to do is roll your strike dice against my armor dice.
Right. So how many dice?
Right. Well, you've got 5 strike dice there with that, and I've only got 4 armor dice.
All right. Let me roll my strike dice here.
Okay. And you're hitting on 5s and 6s.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll be 1.
That'll be 1 hit. Right. So let's see what I can do by way of defense. 1 5. So basically, it's gone bounce. It hasn't penetrated the armor, but equal doesn't mean I get away scot-free.
Well, here's my question. Normally in games, low dice are bad. Is it bad to have high dice on defense in this game?
No, it's good to have high dice on defense.
So if I roll a 6 whenever I'm trying to save a guy, does that not kill him? If I remember our demo game earlier.
That's with infantry firing. So 5s and 6 are penetration hits here.
I see.
Because this is firing against armor. Infantry don't have armor; they're soft and squidgy.
Oh, okay.
Right. So here we've got armor. Now the way that works is that we've got equal hits here, which means that I have to roll to see how my tank crew react. Right. It's not automatic that they're going to go, ha, that bounced off us, we don't care.
Yeah.
They might get a bit worried about it. So we roll the dice. They rolled a 6. Okay.
That good or bad for me?
No, it's good. It's good for you. It means I actually take 1 point of shock. Which means my crew are a bit rattled by what's being done, and they reverse 1d6 immediately. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
5. So what you've got there is a bit of negative reaction on those troops, and they lose their Overwatch marker because they're not overwatching. They're going, help, get us out of here at this stage.
It's a beautiful moment of, wait a minute, that's an anti-tank gun. Oh crap, that's an anti-tank gun. Reverse.
That's exactly what it is. Now, what you ought to be aware of is that if you get 4 points of shock, my crew are jumping out and going away. So you don't actually have to go kaboom and get the full pyrotechnic experience to actually get rid of a tank.
Lovely.
There you go.
Okay, so I still have 3 dice left, so I've used the 3, the 6 is dead.
Yeah.
I'll use a 3 to actually bring in one of my rifle sections.
Okay.
So a junior leader with a machine gun and
he has a Bren team.
Yeah.
3 guys, and he has a rifle team of 4 guys, really small sections, early war British, and they suffer as a result, but that's why they're pretty low points. In the point system, that actually, the fact that they're quite a low point army allowed you to choose quite a lot of support options, as I'm probably going to find out as we go through.
Well, we'll see. I think I need to start setting my defences to the middle of the road here.
Okay,
so
right. So you're
6
actually going to
inches.
use the barricade to get behind?
Yeah, and I think I will put my machine gun section right at the barricade.
Right. Okay, and are they going to fire?
Of course they will.
Right.
I will then place my other section also behind them.
Right, okay.
Just because I think it'll be useful with the junior commander there as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
So they will fire.
Because they're behind them, they can't actually fire.
Ah,
so in
blast.
the next phase, they're kind of just moving up at the moment. But
Yeah.
you've got the Bren in the right position, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Bren gun fires with 6 dice.
Okay.
Pretty good.
And of course I will be targeting this unit here.
Right, so we're shooting at this German squad there. It's under 18.
Lovely.
Nice and easy, under 18, 4, 5 or 6 hits. Doesn't matter what the cover is, that is covered in the saving roll, as we'll see.
Lovely.
Okay, away you go.
Okay.
So, 1, 2. 2 hits.
Bit of a goose egg.
Yeah. Now, we've got two teams here. So we split that fire between them equally. So we roll once on the Bren, which is
in the tower.
In the Tower of Death. Well, there you go. Literally, in that case, 1 man dead. No wonder you wanted me to roll in the tower, right? And the one on the rifle team, which I
Also kills.
will lose a man off the rifle squad. Now, what I do need to do is roll to see, because my squad leader was actually with the machine gun team.
Oh, lovely.
I need to roll to see if it was him.
You got a 3?
I rolled a 3. If I'd rolled a 1,
Yeah.
it would have been him, because there's 1 kill on that group. If there were 2 kills, a 1 or 2 would have been him. But as it is, nasty
fine.
bit of shooting.
Well, the British are on form today. The
are, but
Germans coming up the road.
The good news is,
Yes.
my machine gun team is on Overwatch.
Uh-huh.
So they are now going to respond to that in a vicious and cruel manner.
Hence why I'm behind the barricade.
And you are fortunately behind the barricade, which actually counts as hard cover because it's big and major. So, however, my MG34 is a bit more cyclical than yours, a bit more exciting, and I roll 8 dice.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's see if I can do some hideous damage to you. 2, 3.
3.
Yeah, 4s, 5s, and 6s. So 3 hits. Now again, actually, you've got 2 groups, and we've got to split them, but we can't split 3 evenly. But because you're in cover, you get to decide which group takes the extra hit.
And if
So
I was in the open?
if you were in the open, I'd get to choose. So I clearly would want to be hitting the Bren gun, because that's going to cause me more trouble than a few rifles.
Yeah.
Whereas you clearly want to put the extra hit on the rifle team. So you're going to be rolling 2 dice for the rifle team,
Yes,
I
of
suggest, and 1 for the Bren. Right, let me clear my...
I'm declaring this now. The junior officer is with the Bren gun team.
yeah, fine, good call.
Famous
Right,
last words.
roll the dice, 1 dice please. Is now, you're behind hard cover there.
Yes.
If you were in the open, 3 and 4 would be shock, 5 and 6 would be a kill. If you were in light cover, 4 and 5 would be shock and 6 are a kill. But because you're behind heavy cover, 5's a shock and 6 is a kill. Shock is a form of automatic morale rather than taking a morale test. Shock will affect units. If you've got a couple of points of shock, you'll lose a firing dice. If you are moving towards the enemy, each point of shock will take an inch off your movement.
Okay.
If you get more shock than men, you'll become pinned and can't move and will fire at half effect. If you get double the number of shock as men, then you run away screaming. Right, so let's put that 1 point of shock down there on the machine gun team.
Yep, and I've still got 2
And
to
you've
go.
got to roll for the rifle team.
Just not looking for 6s or 5s.
Not looking for 6s or 5s. Yeah.
Oh, they're
Okay.
fine. They love it.
Nothing. No
Ducking.
effect at all. So the advantage of being behind a barricade is immediately obvious.
Yes.
Right, okay, so
That was a 3 use.
that was a 3, so we're carrying on with your phase.
So I've got a 2,
Yeah, which could allow you to bring on a whole section. You wouldn't be able to put them on Overwatch because it's not the leader bringing them on, but you could bring them on a fire if you wanted.
I think I'm actually going to get a little frisky. Now, here's an important question. Because you fire, do you lose this Overwatch?
I do.
Okay, just to be sure, because if you could just sit on Overwatch the whole time, just going brrrr,
No,
that's going to be a bad day.
it would be too powerful. So really, the Overwatch would sit there until the end of the turn, unless it was tripped, unless it was activated. Once it happens, it's gone.
Yeah. All right. So I think I am actually going to activate one of my high-end commanders and bring a section in.
Right. Okay. He can't bring a section in.
He just comes in alone?
He would come in alone if you brought him on.
I think I actually will, because I think I have a job for him. So
there you go.
he will come on and jump into this building here.
Yeah.
And he will command to actually get the shock off this unit.
Yeah. Well, he can nearly do that. He's got to join them in order to do it.
Ah, I see.
So
Well,
he will
I
join
will have
them,
him join them.
and he'll take that shock off.
Yeah, because I think that'll just be a little bit useful.
Yeah. Really, that's one of the problems you've got with the small British sections. Shock creeps up, and then all of a sudden,
Well, I'm just thinking if I manage it the whole time and just stay on top of that, I might be okay.
Yeah, good policy. Okay.
And the two, I'm not going to do anything with. I want you to show your hand a little more before I bring more men into the fight.
So one of the things that a lot of people think is that the mechanism is designed to stop them getting troops on the table. It's not actually. You can get troops on the table as quickly as you want, but it's, do you want to show your hand early, or do you want to kind of keep some troops back and let me show my plan before you make the decision? So as the defender,
especially with those 3 deployment zones, you could load heavy on one side and all of a sudden I've no one to redeploy to there.
Absolutely right. So here we go. It's my phase. Play swings to me. And okay. Not the greatest of rolls I've ever made. However, the 6, worth nothing because there's only one of them. 2 5s. Now that's good in a way, in that it brings my chain of command points up to 3, but that's kind of a jam tomorrow situation. There's nothing I can do with that yet, but I'm glad that's moving up, because there are going to be points where I'm going to need a chain of command dice to really put the pressure on you.
Yeah, and I've got none so far.
Well, that's the way I hope it stays. Right. So I've got a 3, which allows me to activate a junior leader, and I've got a 1, which allows me to activate the team. Oh, decisions. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to activate this tank on a 3, because I really don't want him reversing any further off the table. So I'm going to get him to move forward. So he's going to move forward with 1d6. That's 4 inches. Now he has an option. He can move forward with 1, 2 or 3 d6. If he moves forward with 1d6, he can fire his main gun. If he moves forward with 2d6, he can fire his machine guns. If he moves forward with 3d6, he can't fire anything at all.
So that works for everybody on the tabletop. Infantry, vehicles, they all have to roll to see how far they're moving then. Yeah,
that's right. Basically, you as commander might say to those guys, run across that field, and you think, okay, they're going to do it immediately. Well, maybe they won't do it immediately. Maybe they will take a bit longer than you thought. Maybe that field's a bit boggier than you considered. Maybe people fall over, trip over, whatever. Things go wrong, so you can never be certain. But what you can do with rolling 2 or 3 dice is influence how fast they're going to go, and you can kind of hazard a guess at what the probability is. So for example, if there's a 7-inch gap between a couple of buildings, you can say, well, there's probably about evens chance that I'm going to make that. If there's a 4-inch gap, you can say, well, I'm almost certain I'm going to make that. If there's a 10-inch gap, you can say, well, I'm very likely to be caught in the open with my pants down. So, and also, it doesn't just represent how quickly your guys make their run. It represents how quickly...
A German sitting with his finger on the trigger?
There you go. How quickly I react to that. So rolling the dice gives us that feeling of whilst I'm in command, I'm not in complete control.
It gives a little bit of a timeline feel.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And it also gives a nice narrative. If you run across the road and don't make it, I find that quite amusing. Right.
Of course you would.
Right, so what I've done is I've moved 1d6 and I'm going to fire my main gun at these rotters. Now I'm going to fire at the guys there.
Oh, you're firing
at me with a 2-pounder,
Okay.
Now, I've got a pretty powerful high velocity 47mm gun on there, which
This is why I went into hardcover.
which would give me 5 strike dice if I was firing at one of your tanks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm firing HE, and a 47mm HE shell is not the greatest shell in the world. So I just roll 3 dice. The only thing I will say is that HE reduces cover by 1 level, so you're only in soft cover. But I still need 4, 5, and 6 to hit, and I get 2 hits. So 2 hits on you. So you roll 2 dice.
Right.
Yep, and roll. Oh, I'll make some room for you in the dice tower of death.
3 and 3.
Okay, now
Do I care?
you didn't care at all. Right. Okay, so that kind of had no effect whatsoever.
To quote Fury, that's a German high velocity. I can hear it whistling.
Right. Well, these guys over here are going to whistle. I've only got a 1 left, so that's 1 team. So I can't activate my whole German squad here. I'm just going to activate the MG34 team because that's pretty meaty.
It's still pretty nifty.
It's pretty good. It's 8 dice of fun. Right. So firing at you guys on the barricade.
Yep.
Because they trouble me. Right. Is that 8 dice? Looks like it. Right.
Yep.
So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
4. Oof.
4 hits. So we're
Okay.
going to split that 2 and 2. That's nice
2
and
and 2,
easy.
yep.
We don't have to decide where we're putting the odd one because there's no odd
Right.
ones.
So whenever it is even, I do have to split it even.
You have to split it. If there's 7 hits, it's going to be 3 and 3, and it's just the odd one you choose.
Okay, so I'll take the first 2.
But it's not. It's 4. Right. So take the
MG
first
team.
2. Yeah. So your Bren team. How do they fare? Nothing. No effect because you're behind heavy cover. And the rifle team.
rifles also
No
don't care.
effect.
Heads down, lads. There's
Well-
a machine gun out there.
Well, there's another 3 blokes off the beach while you held me up there. So, okay, and that's me. I'm done. It's what a terrible phase. So not great for me. A lot of jam tomorrow, as we were saying, but on to you, your phase.
I like the way that it sort of changes the turn length as well. Oh, 3 6s.
3 6s.
Is that good or bad?
Well, you don't win a car, but it's pretty good. Now let's have a look in the rules because it's worth looking in the rules to tell you exactly what happens on that, so we don't forget anything.
Right. I also have a 1 and a 4. Does that mean I can activate anything, or does the turn instantly
No,
end?
turn doesn't instantly end, so the turn ends at the end of this phase. So think about what you want to do. So good job you brought that senior leader on because he's going to be able to do stuff.
Yep.
And remember, he's a senior leader. He's got 3 command initiatives,
Yeah.
and he's also got a 9-inch command range. In other words, he shouts louder than the corporals. So he can activate people within that. So he could activate the anti-tank gun and activate that team.
You see, what I'm thinking is, with the one I can activate a section, is the anti-tank gun a section?
No, the anti-tank gun is a team. So, but the advantage you have with it is you have a junior leader with it. So you could activate the anti-tank gun on a 1 or on the junior leader on a 3. Or in this case, this platoon sergeant is influential enough to activate anybody on the table. This corporal here can only activate his own section.
I see.
But the senior leader,
Okay, got it. I'll activate the senior leader.
yeah,
First action's going to go onto the anti-tank gun,
yeah.
obviously, because it's got to take another shot at that
Yeah, I
tank.
thought you might try that. So, as we've seen, it's partially obscured. You need 7
Yeah.
on 2 dice to hit.
I can do a 7, I think.
I think you can.
Yeah, on the nose again. Like I said, mathematical probability. Really weird on camera.
There you go. Right, so you're going to roll your strike dice again. So you got 5 of them, and I'm going to roll my
Yeah. Defense. Oh, that'll be 3.
Ooh, 3 hits. Now that's potentially looking difficult for me to. Just 1 save. Now that's a pretty serious hit. You've done some damage there, and we need to roll the dice to see what the effect of that is. So we'll roll
Okay,
again.
what do we get?
3.
Okay.
Now for 2 net hits, when you roll a 3, it's a shock. Looking at the play sheet here, you can download these online. Just download them, print them out. On a 3, it's all in the rules, obviously, but it helps to just have a quick reference to hand. On a 3, that's 2 shock. So those guys now are up to 3 shock. They're getting pretty close to saying, we want to get out of here, please. And the commander is wounded, which reduces his command level by 1. So when he next activates, he can potentially start taking 1 point of shock off, but he then can't activate the gun to fire or get them to move. So it's kind of clank, clank, smoke coming out the back, or we think it's smoke, but they're kind of getting really worried. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So well done. You'll go with what you had a 4. So are you going to use the 4?
I'm going to keep pushing.
I thought you might.
So from where these guys are here, they're going to shoot up into the hedgerows.
Yeah.
With the MG.
Yeah.
Rifle team can't see, but could I get the actual squad to move a little?
Yeah, you certainly can. So he's got 3 command points. So he can say, Bren team fire, a rifle team move. But I'll tell you what else he can do. You've got a national characteristic, which is based on the accuracy of the Bren. The MG34 sprays bullets all over the place. It's very, very effective at getting lots of troops to get their head down. The Bren allows you to almost snipe with it, which means that rather than, when it fires, rather than splitting your hits across the 2 groups, you can choose just to focus on that MG team. But that's only when the leader activates it with 2 command initiatives. Basically, it's representing the fact your troops are going to do a pretty average job if they're left to their own devices. But if you've got a sergeant there saying, right, that German machine gun next to that tree, focus on that, your guys will up their game a bit. So,
done.
I thought you might say that.
Sold.
6 dice. Firing at them. I don't know why I'm giving you this advice, because
Friendly game.
All right, away you go. It's all going your way anyway. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bosh.
All on the MG team.
Yep, and I think your junior commander or your junior
he
officer's in there.
is. So, okay, so I'm only in light cover, so that whacks 3 points of shot on that team. Fortunately, nobody's dead.
Yeah.
But what you could now do is move your rifle team with 1d6, and they could then fire at half effect.
But I used 2 command, and I used 1 to fire the anti-tank.
No,
So
you use the
3?
1. You could use the 1 to fire the anti-tank.
Oh, fair enough. I've done that.
So you use your command, the command dice roll of 1 to fire the anti-tank, and this guy's got 3 command initiatives, 2 on the Bren and 1 on the rifle team. So really good use of the senior leader there. Actually, not only are you really putting accurate fire down, you're also able to move other guys up.
And am I able to move him with it?
Yeah.
So I just want to reshuffle my lines to actually get.
So let's put them.
Maybe 3 or 4 guys there.
Yeah. So you only got 3 guys there. Have you? No, you got 4 guys there. Right. So they've moved with 1 dice.
Commander's ducked back a little.
So they get 2 dice to fire with because it's half effect.
Yep.
So roll your dice there.
Oh yeah. Well, for the little I was moving, unless I got a 1 there, I would have been fit to do it. So I need to roll for that movement.
Oh, you do. Yeah, that's true.
So let's play fair. A 5.
No, easily done it. Easily done it. Yeah, because you got a dice for their movement. They might move 1 inch, going, where does he want us to go?
Yeah.
So right.
Who is this guy? Are you really our commander?
I think they might know who he is.
Yeah, so effect, that's 2 dice.
2 dice. Yeah.
And that can get split.
It will do if you get 2 hits. But so you're hitting the whole target. 2 dice. Yeah. And you miss.
Whiffed it.
Not bad though. Not a bad use of dice there. However, that ends the turn now.
Yes. So
what does that mean? Right. Well, any units on Overwatch are no longer on Overwatch. Right.
None were on.
Any units who are moving tactically, now we haven't covered moving tactically, but we will. It basically means that troops are moving carefully, making the maximum use of cover. Any units who are tactical, that then comes off. It means that if you had a mortar battery firing in support of you, it would actually end its support fire at that point at the end of the turn. But if you had a chain of command dice, you might be able to keep that firing. It means that if you had an unstable building, that it would collapse at that point. So if you had any troops still in it, then they might be having problems.
You know, a brick to the head, that's got to hurt.
It has. I mean, they don't all they don't all get completely crushed to death, but some of them do get knocked about the head and decide they don't like it very much. It also means that any troops who have got double shot points will leave the table at that point, and any leaders who are with them will disappear with them. So ending the turn can have important consequences, but you can have positive things happen, like if one of your leaders had been knocked out, he would get back up at that point in time.
But as it stands, this is actually quite useful for me, because I've got so much of your stuff down. You know, it's not done me any harm, not done me any badness, and I've got that roll out of the way.
If you put smoke down, because the 2-inch mortar that you've got is really good at putting smoke down, that smoke would dissipate on the 2. It just represents a break in the fighting. Okay, right, but it does mean you get the next phase to start off the next turn. So, Brucey bonus. Oh,
can you do it twice in a row?
Well, you can indeed. You can do it 78 times in a row if you manage it. The thing to notice about rolling multiple 6s is that it doesn't actually give you 2 full turns, an extra turn. Because in order to roll 2 6s, which are no good to you in this turn, it means you've only got 3 command dice to use immediately. But it does present you with an opportunity. Is this the point where I run up that road to try and post that satchel charge through the window? Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but let's see. At the minute,
I think my commander's just standing there going, "They're coming up the roads, lads. Pour it on."
I think you can do that. So
I will use the 3 to activate the anti-tank gun for another shot. Needing 7.
You need 7.
No, you wouldn't have retreated that turn, would you?
No.
For having taken the 2.
No, I took 2 shots. I didn't actually retreat.
Grand.
But I mean, these guys are close to bailing out.
That'll be 2.
2 hits. So roll.
Oh no, that's the 7 to hit, and now I roll the 5.
Now if you'd rolled 12 there, if you'd rolled double 6, that would have been a super duper smashing hit, and you'd have got extra strike dice.
So that's just the 1, I think.
One point of penetration. So I roll my 4 armor dice to see if I can bounce that off, and I get 2. So I do. No problem. I'm not testing morale. So I'm kind of on my knees praying now at this point, because I was really expecting those guys to jump out and go away. However, fortunately they haven't.
So the commander, the 4-point guy that I brought in is going to activate the rifle unit, and again we are just going to be posting shots straight down into here again. Okay,
so are you going to use his? You going to use that national characteristic again about putting the Bren fire focus?
Yes.
Good call. Right, roll the dice. Let's see what you get. 6 dice for the Bren.
Because if I can kill them before I fire the rifleman, that means those shots from the rifleman then are not getting split.
That's true.
I think.
That's very true.
Okay. Looking to get. Ooh.
Okay.
Not a good roll. That's
2 hits. 2 hits. So focused on that machine gun team. So I'll roll my 2 dice instantly.
Ooh. Ow. Ow.
Well.
Bye-bye, hand.
There's a junior leader there. Let's roll a dice. Now remember, that's 2 hits. So if I roll a 1 or 2, I rolled a 5. So actually, your evil predictions have come true. You have wiped out the machine gun team there. They had 3 points of shock, which now disappear because you can't shock dead people.
Right, and I assume that your junior commanders and stuff don't carry the shock with them.
They don't carry the shock with them.
And
Commanders
does he automatically transfer into the other unit then?
Nope, because that shock was specifically on that team.
Oh,
you can't shock leaders.
No, but I mean for the next shooting I do with the rifles, has he automatically joined the other team?
Well, he's within 4 inches of them, so yes, automatically.
Important thing, because if he was standing alone...
Yeah. If he was more than 4 inches from them, you could shoot at him.
Got it.
And that might really hurt my force morale. So we're going to leave him there. And so you fire 4 dice now.
Yeah. Well, you've lost the team. Does that not mean you have to roll now?
It does. Well, let's do this. Let's pile it on before we talk about force morale.
Okay.
That'll
be
2 hits.
2 hits. Yeah.
So remove your evil dice of death, and I will see what the effect is on my other team. Well, I'm in light cover, so 4 is a point of shock. However, now something important has happened here. Remember we talked earlier about force morale. Force morale, you don't test morale for, I want to charge let's take a morale test. What you do is certain things happen on the battlefield that makes everybody go, oh, that was not good. And having a whole machine gun team wiped out is not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice and see what the effect is there. So this is a team being wiped out. It's not the worst thing in the world. I might completely ignore it. I don't. It means my force morale drops. So my force morale, which was originally at 9, has now dropped down to 8. That has no effect whatsoever. It can keep dropping. I'm not troubled by it until it reaches 4. At that point, those 5 command dice I'm rolling go down to 4. Oof. And if I lose another one, down to 3. And all of a sudden, controlling my force, getting them to do things effectively, becomes hideously difficult.
Yeah, you see, this kind of plays into my gaming mentality of just, I must break you.
Bullying, really, is what you're saying.
No. It's kind of the Rocky moment whenever he's up against the Russians squaring off in the ring.
Yeah. That's exactly what warfare's all about. It's not kill them all.
Yeah.
It's about destroy the will to fight.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the force morale is representing, because there comes a point, and it may not take a load of casualties. If you knock out a few key men, and maybe a nice juicy support option, my Germans are going, hey, we love having this tank here, then all of a sudden it's not there.
Yeah, why is that on
why
fire?
Why is that tank on fire? Yeah. Then it kind of makes them think, maybe we won't do this. Right. Have you finished? I sadly don't think you have.
I have a 2 left over.
You have a 2 left over, so you could bring on one of your rifle sections.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't bring on the mortar?
No, because that's a team, so you could bring that on a 1.
I see. Okay. Do I want another section on the board? Yes, I do. And I will tell you exactly why. I am worried that you're going to start rolling stuff up on the far side of the table to actually come and get me in here. So I'm going to bring a team on here. Okay? So if you are not a team, a section.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I will bring on a section. So 3 guys, 4 riflemen, and a junior officer, yeah?
A junior leader, yeah, that's right, as a corporal. Actually, this conforms with what I was saying about bullying. What you're doing here is using that position there to gang up on these poor guys.
Well, it gives
which
me
actually is the right thing to do. So I think
an excellent fire base.
It does, and I think what we were saying jokingly earlier about bullying. Actually, it's the right thing to do. These guys are under pressure now, and that section being knocked out, maybe killing a leader, could really do some serious damage to my morale. So whilst it means that you are showing a bit more of your hand,
I'm forcing you to play my game a little bit, I think.
I think he's right.
This is the thinking on warfare, so pinning down a unit and making them useless, giving you bad choices to actually work with, I think that's the way to play chain of command.
Possibly so, but I think what I'm going to do now is strike back and put fear in your heart.
No, you won't, because I rolled 2 6s.
Oh.
Sorry.
So, come on down.
Okay.
Okay.
That's workable.
Very workable. It's a funny old roll that. When you roll low, you look at it and you go, that's not very good. But actually, because you can add things together, you can really make anything you want out of that hand. So rolling 5 1s might look rubbish, but actually it means you can do what you like. Now, one of the things you might be not aware of, because I haven't told you yet.
Okay.
One of the things you might like to be aware of is the fact that a 2-inch mortar doesn't fire an awful lot, but it does take cover down 1 level. So when you're up against an enemy who's hiding behind a hedgerow, you might want to put shells in like that, because in that situation it would be treating them as though they were in the open. So it's just something that you might want to think about. It's entirely up to you.
Let me start with what I have, because I want to work with what's on the table and then maybe reinforce towards the end. Yeah. So I'll start with the 3, and I'll activate the team with the little NCO. And they're going to take another swipe at the tank.
So if you're activating them with that NCO, actually,
if I use the 1,
you could use a 1. But one of the things I've neglected to tell you, intentionally, if I'm honest, is the fact that if you activate them with your NCO, he can add a +1 to their firing. So you'd be hitting on a 6.
That'll do. We'll do that.
You can tell how low my force morale is personally, but I'm actually admitting to this. Robert. Okay.
Right, so needing a 6.
Yeah, on 2 dice.
On the nose. On
Okay.
the nose again.
So here we go. This is I can feel it in my fingers. I can feel it in my toes that we're about to jump out of this tank. 5 dice.
Yep. On a 4
3 hits, right.
Has it got 4? Because we're on. Oh no, we're over.
No,
18.
you're only on 5s and 6s because
Okay.
it's armor. And 2 net hits.
Yeah.
Well, looking at my list of how bad can this get, whatever happens, there's enough shot to do that. Let's just roll because it's interesting from a narrative point of view to see what actually happens.
On a 1?
Right, 1, 2 shot. The driver's killed. Well, everybody's going.
So,
understandably.
yeah, well,
Hans is dead. We can't get out of here. Let's go.
So I've punched one through the front slot.
Yeah.
The driver has become jammed.
Yeah.
And everybody else has looked at it and went, well, we're not
Yeah.
driving anywhere.
So what we'll do is we'll kind of put the turret a bit skewy. And that's a false morale. That is something bad happening. Because I was very confident that tank was going to do you a lot of damage.
I have been very lucky with the activations to just be able to pound and pound and pound on it.
False morale roll of 3. Now that's a support option, which you don't want to see going.
Yep.
Loss of a support option is 1 point off my false morale. So that's down to 7.
Cheers.
4, 5 or
Cheers.
6, it could have been 2 points.
Yeah.
So fortunately we're not weeping openly in the streets, but we're not that keen on it. But there we go.
So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1 and a 3 together
Yeah.
to activate my high-ranking commander. To
Platoon sergeant, the hero of the hour. In fact,
Yep.
I mean this is military medal here time, but
so
you're going to presumably bully this remaining rifle team here.
they're the only viable target left on the tabletop.
Okay, so that only because you're firing the whole section in one go. That's only 1 command initiative, so that would leave you 2 other command initiatives. So you could shout over to those guys as well if
Really?
you wanted.
These guys?
You shoot as well.
Okay.
If you are from that area of London, or any other regional accent,
got me
really.
something for you?
Leave it out, Governor. Right, so
Come on, Gav. I want to shoot something.
6 dice for you, Bren,
Yep, and 4 for the squad.
and then 4 for the squad. Let's
All
do it
together?
one at a time because I want to see who's doing the damage here.
Okay, so 1,
1,
2, 3, 4. That's the rifles.
That's the rifles. 3 hits from the rifles, right? And then roll with 6 dice for your Bren.
Another 2.
So
So
what's
that's 5 total.
5 total. Right. The only good thing is that these guys are not at close range. So you're going to hit on 5s and 6s.
Oh,
with
so
those
do they add
rather
into this now?
Yeah, they can fire now because he's getting them to fire now as well.
Beautiful.
So how many hits we got so far?
5 so far.
5.
So
I'll make a
6.
note of that on this dice.
Right. 6 from the brand.
Yeah. But 5s and 6, remember?
Yep. Remember? I warned you about loss of probability. That's 9 hits now.
9 hits so far, which I will mark on these dice. And
then
4 for the rifleman.
Yep. Again, 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
1 more.
10 hits. 10 hits.
That's
I'm not sure I own that many dice.
that is damn near nuclear.
Okay. So let's see what happens to those chaps in the hedge.
Bad things. Bad things all day long.
Okay, 6s.
1 dead.
Kill. So only 1 dead. But then, in light cover, 4s and 5s are shock. So that is 6 points of shock. So let's see if the dead man is my junior leader. So we need a 1 because he's
Fine.
there, so he's not.
Yep.
So that's just 1 random chap. And then 6 points of shock.
Yeah.
Now, the thing you will note there is that even with the junior leader, there are only 5 people there.
Yes.
And there was already 1 point of shock. So they've got 7 points of shock on them. So they are pinned. Now, what does that mean? It means that with all that shock on them, they can't move. And with when they fire at half effect. Even if this junior leader removes all that shock, they're still pinned until the end of the turn.
Right. Is this a point where you need to get a high-ranking commander to just run out there and say, look, lads, get back in the fight?
I think at this point I need some kind of tactical nuclear device, but yes, this is the point where I need to get senior leaders on doing stuff.
I think the Manhattan Project hasn't really begun yet.
Right. Anything else? Anything else to do?
Well, you see, here's the question. Because I've used the high-ranking commander's command... Hey, don't put him out of cover.
He was knocked over. I was merely standing him up in an advantageous manner.
Okay, so because the commander has actually shot it across to them to make them activate,
Yeah.
that counts as their activation.
Yeah, that's
for
our
the phase.
activation. That's it
Then
for this phase.
That's everybody, but I still have a 3 I can make. So I could bring in... I'll tell you what, I'll use the 1. And what teams do I have left?
You've got a 2-inch mortar and an anti-tank rifle.
I think I can leave the anti-tank rifle at home.
I think you can.
I think it's time to bring in the 2-inch mortar. What is his range like, and what sort of line of sight does he need?
His range is certainly as far as you want to fire here. It's 60 inches, right? And if he doesn't necessarily need line of sight. If he fires with line of sight, he will hit on 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
If somebody else has line of sight, he can still fire, but he will hit on 5s and 6s. I
think what I'm going to do then is I will deploy him here.
Yep. So he's going to hit on 4s, 5s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Yes.
And he rolls.
So he can fire when he comes in, yes?
Yeah,
or does he
fire
need time
immediately.
to set up?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
fire
right.
immediately. It's only a light mortar.
Okay.
You just plonk it on the ground and go like that. Boom. 2 dice.
2 dice?
Yeah.
All right. What do I need? 3, 4, 5?
3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Okay. That'll be 2.
Right. Now, remember what I said about this reduces cover?
Yes.
What I didn't tell you was that being pinned actually improves your cover.
All right.
Because you're cowering in a ditch trying to make the most of whatever cover's available. So if the infantry rifles were firing at them, they count as being in hard cover. However, because the mortar reduces cover by 1, they
Up
count
1, down 1?
as being up 1, down 1. They count as being in the open, in light cover.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 hits.
Yep.
And they're in light cover, so no effect.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, it's keeping their hands down, making them worry.
Well, we certainly are. Is it my turn now?
It is.
That's very kind.
Apologies. That was craziness.
Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, so 2 senior leaders. Now, this is extreme, but I feel I need to be extreme at this point in time. Both senior leaders are going to come on over here.
Right.
And both of them have got three command points each. So they are going to collect up 6 points of shock.
Yes.
And rally them off there.
So in other words, they've come along and went, excuse me?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you being paid for today?
However, they're still pinned until the end of the turn.
Oh, right.
Because they don't just immediately leap up and go, yo, we're there.
Yeah.
They go,
they're still cowering and panicking a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Okay.
So.
That's 2 of them burnt. You've got a 1,
a
2 and a 2.
I'm not putting up with this.
Time for revenge.
We are going to deploy. We're going to use the other 3. I might command the 2 and a 1 to make a 3. Yeah, I am, and I'll show you why. I'm going to bring a squad on here within 6 inches of this deployment point.
Okay.
Right. Now.
Is that everybody?
No.
No.
Now, you remember that special trick Mr. Cleverclogs can do with his Bren gun, where he's focusing and he gets to focus his fire on one group.
Yeah, can the Germans do similar?
No, I can't do that at all.
Right.
However, what I can do is use this guy, this junior leader, to use his 2 command points to direct the fire of that machine gun, which adds another couple of dice.
Okay.
I'm still going to spread the hits across anybody within 4, and so my hits will go on to those guys.
All right.
But I am going to get 10 dice worth of fire. And these guys, as they are deploying, can fire anyway automatically. But let's roll those 10 dice. So my MG34 is going to fire at your 2-pounder.
Right.
However, actually it's firing at kind of that area there. So we are, let's try and get them, let's try and get them in the dice tower. That might work better then. Right, what range are we firing at? We should be under 18. We are. So we're hitting on 4s, 5s and 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Now,
it's respectable.
So we're going to hit this gun and the adjacent team here, the Bren team there, because they're within 4 inches. Those rifle team are not within 4 inches of my primary target. So you're in cover.
Actually, yeah, they are.
Only if you count that wall as being part of the anti-tank gun crew.
No, because there's me at the base.
Where's that?
There's
Oh,
the
right,
first
he's
guy.
there. I didn't notice him. I thought he was the cleaner or something. Right, okay, so we're going to spread it across those 3 teams. So we got 5 hits.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1, 1 and 1. So you're all in cover. So where are you going to put the odd ones? Presumably on there, 2 on there, 2 on there, and just 1 on the anti-tank gun.
Yeah, so 1 on the anti-tank gun, 2 on the Brand team,
Yeah.
which has the junior officer,
Yeah.
and then 2 on the
Rifle team,
which has the high rank senior officer. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 on the anti-tank gun.
Yeah. So, boop, a 5.
1 point of shock.
Okay.
So we will we'll pop that down. What I'll do is I'll pop it
In
right
front.
there
Yeah, that's fine.
with it. Yeah.
All right. Next up for the other, this is the Bren guns.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Nothing. They're not bothered.
And then lastly, the rifle team.
Just 1 point of shock on the 5.
That's okay.
Yeah, well,
Fine.
it's a trifle disappointing if I'm honest, but there we go. Right, well, we've got another 6 guys with rifles who are
Alright.
going to fire at you, and they've done a bit better. 4 hits, so we're
Okay.
going to go 1, 1 and 1, and where are you going to put the odds?
Because he's so valuable,
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on the Bren gun team.
I hear what you're saying.
So
I think
it's
I think that's a wise decision
Yeah.
actually, because
so anti-tank gun is
another point of shock.
Yep.
Hmm.
The rifle team
Yeah.
is fine,
Nothing. Yeah.
and then the Bren gun team,
Yeah.
not so fine. 1 guy dies.
And dead. So let's see who that is. Roll.
Yeah.
If you roll a 1, it's the junior leader.
Yep. No, it's
No. So it's just
Joe Clogs.
Joe Bloggs gets
Yeah.
it. Right.
I can live with.
Okay.
Dunsky.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back to me. See what we get. So I do get a
Whoa.
point for
You
my
do.
chain of command.
So your chain of command, 1 point. The 6 does you no good
Yeah,
because
burnt. But
yeah,
3
3
threes.
threes. That's 3 junior leaders.
Yeah.
Now you've got 1, 2, 3 junior leaders on the table.
Yep. So that's going to happen.
Or you might say, well, I want to bring another junior leader on, which is your remaining rifle section.
No, I think I'm gonna keep a little bit of a reserve because
Yeah.
as I always know in war games, the dice gods can turn against you very, very quickly. So I think having that reserve is going to be very crucial to me during this game. So I will activate.
I'm not entirely convinced.
Oh, I've seen it too many times.
Okay.
So I will just activate the guys here on the table.
Yeah.
So I will activate this squad at the rear first.
Yeah. Okay.
are
So
going
hitting on
to-
5s and 6s.
Yep,
So
you,
6
you,
dice
you
for your
can guess
brain.
my target straight across. into
Yeah,
the
that's right.
again.
This is a high value target. We've got a lot of senior leaders here.
Yep.
It
So
was
I've
a
got
risky strategy there, but to be honest with you, I just
6 and 4.
really don't want my force morale going down any further. So
Yeah.
right, roll the dice. So
So 10 dice total.
yeah, 6 and 4. If you want to roll it like that, some people like to roll 1 team at a time, but
All works together.
it all works together. It all comes out in the mix.
That'll be 2 hits
2 hits.
because I am at long range.
I like it. I do like that. So we've only got one team there, as we know, because the machine gun team is dead, and
They
2 and a
don't
1,
care.
no effect whatsoever.
Okay, let's move up the line. So
Could that be the dice gods?
the regular, the junior officer
Yeah.
here is actually going to order one of the riflemen to jump onto the
Yeah,
Bren
so
gun.
that's one of his command points. He's got 2 command points, so he's actually saying, right, Jenkins, reinforce the Bren team.
Yeah,
Good move.
yeah. Well, it's going to keep it solid because I don't mind losing 1 dice
Yeah.
if I can keep those 6 dice safe.
Yeah, that's good call. Right,
So rolling 9, 4s, 5s, 6s.
so he can now activate the whole section because they're doing the same thing.
Yes.
What he couldn't do is say, you guys run over there and you fire, because you'd need 2 command initiatives. So let's go. So you've got 9 dice.
Yep, 9 dice. 4s, 5s, and 6s. 1, 2, 3. Oof.
Not so good this time. So
Right
this
number
could
ones.
be those dice gods changing against you.
As
I'm
soon as
about
you
to roll
invoke their
3
name.
6s
As
probably,
soon as
having
you
said
invoke
that.
their name.
Oh no, but just 2 shot. But two's enough when you've got a team of so few men, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Then the last thing is the junior officer in with the anti-tank gun.
Yeah.
Now, will it fire HE?
No. Unusually, the 2-pounder anti-tank gun has solid shot. It's just a big lump of metal. It's basically firing an iron at somebody, and it goes through armour. So you can fire, but you might luckily disembowel one bloke in a rather messy and painful manner. But it's not the best weapon in the world for such things.
Yeah, I have a cunning plan.
Ah,
Pass me an Overwatch token, please.
that's a cunning plan.
As cunning as a fox.
As cunning as a fox, indeed.
So they'll get that there.
That's right. Well, that was cunning.
Well,
So-
it means you have to be a little more scared of bringing another tank on the field.
It does actually, which is what I'm hoping to do, as I have another tank. So let's see what happens when I roll my command dice. 4, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Good mix. Very good mix.
Yeah, it is a good mix. Actually, I'm quite pleased with that. I can do a lot with that. And what I'm going to do a lot with that is, for the first thing I'm going to do is use that 3.
Yep.
I'm going to put these out here carefully so I don't forget what I've rolled, because the worst thing you can do is pick your dice up and then can't remember what they are. Right, I'm going to use that 3
Yep.
to get that machine gun to fire with 10 dice. This junior leader here is using all his command power just to get the machine gun to fire.
Okay.
Why am I doing that? Because I have a 1 to get the rifle team to fire on its own.
Yes.
You know it makes sense.
Of course.
Right, okay.
See, this is what I like about the activation system in this. I like that phases aren't turns,
They're not.
and I like the fact that this activation dice pool system gives you such flexibility for your tactics.
It's about fire and movement. It's about allowing you to do the best thing you possibly can in any phase. You're not just saying, I'm firing that section and then it's on to you. It's a case of, if I fire there, can I get enough pressure on them to actually start then trying to outflank them and doing some interesting stuff.
Yeah. Although I think so far in this battle, I have you reasonably well pinned down.
You may think that. I couldn't possibly comment. 10 dice.
Yeah. Who was your target?
I don't want to roll. This blooming horrible creature here. What do you think it is?
Oh, the
Right.
tank gun? Okay.
Oh yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So that's 9 split between 3 sections?
Yeah. Now even I can do that.
No, actually, because I took that one guy across,
Yeah.
I am still just within the 4. Just by 2 mil.
I like those rubber tape measures you've got. They're really good. But I'll go with that. It's a friendly game. Right. So 3.
Yeah.
I like to have 4 inches with 2 mil tolerance. But there we go. Right. 3 hits.
Yeah.
Here, please.
Okay, 3 to the anti-tank
Yeah, and
gun.
I'm feeling like we're going to do some damage here. This is going to be... Yes! So,
Man down.
man down. Is it your leader? Let's hope so, because that would mean that rather than activating on a 1 or a 3, you'd only be activating on a 1. Right, roll the dice, see if you get a 1.
Oh, call it.
And roll the dice to see what the effect is, because a hit on a leader doesn't necessarily kill him. Roll another one, that will.
A 2?
Oh, no. He's not dead, but he's knocked out. And he's knocked out until the end of the turn, not the end of the phase. So this is where you may want to get that turn ending as quickly as possible. He
Yeah.
gets knocked down, but he'll get up again at the end of the turn.
So how many guys are on the crew here?
5
Yeah, so
5.
the guy
So
on the bigger base
is the
commander.
leader. Yeah.
So, and
So
I
there we
lost
go.
a guy.
No, he's the guy you lost.
Oh, I see.
So
I
if
see.
you lose a guy, it's not and the commander, it's instead of. But
Okay.
you did gain a point of shock.
I have
So
some here.
we'll pile. Here's some I prepared earlier.
So
We'll
I
pile
have
that
3
on.
shock on there so far?
You do. But let's see what happens now when I fire these guys, as I said I was going to do on the 1. 6. Oh no, hold on. We've got to do a bit more rolling, haven't we?
Oh yeah, I've got 3 more. So 3 on the brain gun team.
That's how you're winning.
They don't care.
No effect. And 3 on the rifle team. 1 point of shock.
Point of shock. I have some
So
here.
pop one over there.
So that's 2 shock on them.
Okay.
I'll get this stuff out the way.
And I'll roll 6 dice for my rifle firing, and I just get 2 hits. Now, one of the hits has to be on the primary target.
Yeah.
So that's the primary. But you can put the other hit on any of the other, either of the other.
I'll put the other one onto the rifle
Correct.
team.
On the rifle team.
Yes.
Go for
Actually,
it.
oh,
Oh, he's only a platoon sergeant. He's only been the man who's held the line and dominated the battle so far. So what if he gets killed?
but I want to keep the brain gun alive.
You want to keep the brain gun firing, right?
So anti-tank
Okay.
gun,
Yeah. Is nothing, because you're in hard
Um,
cover.
rifle team.
In the rifle team is a
man
man
dies.
dead. Is it the platoon?
No.
Close, but no cigar.
Oh, you see what I mean about things switching up really quickly?
I don't feel the pendulum has swung fully. But
I'm seeing a lot of these guys starting to look badly locked down. Because I mean, like, you've got 3 on my anti-tank gun.
I have, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Oh, are the other tank coming in?
And he's coming in within 6 inches of his deployment point. Now that doesn't have to mean it's going to be on the road. It means the deployment point is on the road. So I'm going to get behind that
Big tree.
luxury tree, and I'm going to put my fire in on these guys.
Okay.
Right. And I'm rolling my massive 3 dice, and that's 1 hit.
Right. Oh, armor.
Yeah, 1 hit. So it takes cover down by 1. So you roll 1 dice, and they count as being in light cover. So 4 and 5 will be shock. 6s will be kill.
Oh.
Nice. Now the leader can't be hit again, so it has to be one on the men
Okay, that's fine.
because he's down.
That's what I was about to ask.
It would have been a wise and pertinent question.
Yes.
Now, interesting thing is you've got 4 guys there and 3 points of shock. What the 3 points of shock does is it means that when you fire at me, you're on a -3.
So instead of needing 7, I'll need 10.
Something like that.
I will use my Overwatch to return fire, though.
So you're going to do it, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't blame you. So we'll take that Overwatch off.
Yeah,
So remember what you need. 10s,
Tens.
2 dice. Are you feeling lucky?
I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah, he was lucky. Okay, so 5 dice.
Yep. Come on, little 2-pounder. You've been so great this entire game. Do it.
The worst thing is actually a 2-pounder is my favourite anti-tank gun. So 2 net hits.
Yeah.
So you're not going to blow me up, but you might scare me a bit. 2 hits back, but remember what happened last time? I got to roll a dice because it's evens.
Yeah.
So this is a potential morale effect.
Oh, 6.
Exactly the same again. I take 1 point of shock and reverse 1d6 inches.
Oh, God. How
3
far?
inches, which is about there, and we'll take this. I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. That shouldn't have happened, folks. That 10, which is why I piled all that fire on there, was to mean that I could advance in a blitzkrieg type manner.
You know, that stiff upper lip for the British.
Bullying again. Don't do it, kids. Right, okay, so I've still got some command dice left,
You do.
and I want to do something in a manner that will really annoy you. So I'm going to rally shock with this senior leader.
Of course.
Right. Which probably won't annoy you very much, but it doesn't make me
Actually,
feel
it
much
does,
better.
because I'm doing a lot of work to try and get rid of that unit,
You
and
are.
it just means it's hanging around like a bad smell.
Do you know what I'd really like to do? I'd like to bring on another squad.
So that reverse D6, that doesn't affect your actual command level, just so I'm sure.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No.
You've got 3 and a 2 left.
Yeah. I'd like to bring on a team, but because they'd have to come on behind these guys because they're both sort of blocking these positions.
Yeah, and you're not wanting to deploy on the road. Which
I
is
don't
maybe
really want to deploy on the road and die.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, because I really do want to pile the pressure on, is I'm going to do this. We're going to deploy from this deployment point here, and we're going to put...
Oh, you're putting in a...
I'm putting the
an
machine gun team at the front,
MG.
and then I'm putting in my big... This is my big squad, because what I did was... a German pioneer platoon has got really big squads,
Yeah.
12 men.
Oh, so this is the important one.
And what I did with the other 2 was I took 3 men and made them a demolition team, or more to the point, an anti-demolition team in this. So they're the guys who are going to save the bridge. And I made the other 3 guys an anti-mine team. So they're the guys who are going to clear that minefield, sort of. But these are the big punchy guys who unfortunately can't get to the front because of where they are. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put them on tactical.
Okay.
So as they come on, their command leader is going to make them tactical.
Right. Now, does that mean that your MG can't shoot?
No, it means the MG can still shoot. Now, I've got a big decision to make here because I could use his command initiative, 1 point to make them go tactical, but that would mean I couldn't use my 2 points to enhance their firepower. I tell you what I'm going to do, they're not going tactical, they're going to stand there in the middle of the field like idiots, but he's going to use his 2 command points to get that firepower going, because I really want the crew of that 2-pounder to run away because they have spoilt my day. So let's roll 10 dice and see if we can break their will.
Oh! Sweet mama.
That's a big roll.
Yeah.
A bit like the one I had at lunchtime. Right, okay. 9 hits.
Oh.
Improbable, but we've seen it happen. Right, so roll me, so 9.
3 apiece.
3 apiece. So let's do the 3 on the gun first, because that's
the fun one.
That's the fun one. That's the key one.
Should I make him wait for it and roll it last?
Oh no!
Nah, I won't do that. All right, so 3 on the gun.
Yeah.
One guy dies.
Another man down. So no more shock, unfortunately. Another point of shock. Would that have done it? No, but
3 guys and 3 shock.
yeah, they're okay. Another point of shock would have pinned them. Now they would have been in real trouble.
That would have been a bad day.
That would have been a real bad day, but didn't happen. 3 hits there.
Yes.
Because we're sharing the love because they're within 4 inches, and that's no effect because of the barricades.
Okay, and the last unit
Is no effect because of the hard cover. That hard cover's really keeping these Brits backs to the wall in the line.
You know, just stand there, hold the line. If you've seen the Dunkirk movie, that scene where the British guy jumps over the French barricade and they're just laying into the Germans. Yeah. Don't worry, it's right at the start of the movie, not a spoiler.
Okay, right. Well, I had a 2 left, but there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do with it. I've got nothing left. I'm kind of... all the toys are on the table now. I'm putting maximum power on.
Yeah, it may have looked like I was just hammering you earlier, but this is the Germans cycling up, and this is why I've been holding back some stuff.
I've been holding back the tears, but here we go. You'll go. So roll those command dice.
Yeah, let's see what we get.
Oh, 1 6, no good.
Is burnt.
3 2 2 1.
3 2 2 1. Yeah. So, what I need to do. The 3.
Yeah.
I will use to activate this section.
Yeah.
2 points to remove this.
Your junior leader could remove both points of shock, but he wouldn't be able to activate the section.
That's fine. I just want the shock gone.
Okay.
I want them to hang around and just cause you problems.
I think really, again, as we've said, with those small British sections, managing that shock is such an important job of the leaders, both junior and senior.
Yep. Which is why this is about to happen. So, 4 for the big commander.
4 for the big commander.
And what he's going to do is he's going to jump ship from the unit he's in and try and get in with the anti-tank gun.
He can move up to 3d6.
And still use his command
Still
points?
use his command dice, it doesn't matter. So you might as well just roll all 3d6.
Yeah.
You know, you might roll 3 1s, but no. So away you go. He's going to go in there.
And he's going to remove all of this.
No, he's not. Because moving himself on his own takes 1 command initiative.
Well,
so he's going to take 2 off. But yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
It's still 2. It's just
the right
keep
thing
everybody
to do.
rolling. It means I now can activate that on a 4 and a 1.
Yeah, and you are going to be hitting on 8s.
Yeah.
Or if he's activating it, you're going to be hitting on 7s. And you're not in the point of running away.
Yeah. I only have a 1 left.
Which is your anti-tank gun if you want.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll activate it.
Yeah, right, okay. So you're hitting on 8s.
Yep.
Roll those dice.
Alright. Be lucky. I'm lucky.
5 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
It's hammer time.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is. Only 1 hit though.
Yeah, 1 hit.
Yeah.
Still 1 hit.
No matter how much you cheat, it's only 1 hit. Right, that's right. So away we go. And 1 save. So we roll the dice once again.
To see what happens.
So how are they feeling
2.
in that?
Are they feeling big and brave?
They don't care.
They're feeling big and brave.
They're feeling big and brave and nasty because you've used all your command dice, and they're gonna show you how it's done, but not on that roll.
Actually, that's
Rubbish, because tanks only activate on a 3.
Ah.
So,
They're stopping for schnitzel.
that's one word for it. So away we go. We've got a lot of whole sections here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a 2 to activate that section.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a 2. That's a team.
You do have your big commander
But
there.
I'm going to use that, the 2 2s, to make a 4, and that's going to activate the senior leader there. I'm going to hold those 2 back in some vain hope that they can do something, but I fear they can't. So we're going to put down some fire here. Once again, we're firing on there. We're going to roll our 8 dice because we can't enhance our fire here because these aren't leaders. The squads are firing on their own
2
thingamies. Right, yeah, 2 hits on the... So hold on a minute. What? No, not yet, because we're going to roll the dice for the rifleman
Gotcha.
as well. So
How many riflemen?
6.
6. Yeah.
6. Well, that went well. 3. So 1, 1 and 1.
Okay.
Keeps it easy. So on the anti-tank gun.
Tank gun.
Yeah.
I'll re-roll
Roll
that.
that again, roll that again.
A 2.
Nothing. The Bren team. Shock.
And the rifle team. Dead.
Dead.
I am glad I moved that commander.
You are rightly glad you moved that commander.
That guy's dead.
That guy
There's
is
only
dead.
one of those left.
Yeah, you're in danger of losing your team there, but don't remember. Let's put that shock on there, but at least you're keeping the Bren firing, which is what's holding us off. Right, now, this is time for our big leader here to make some brave decisions. He's going to get that machine gun team to fire, first of all.
Fire away.
8 dice. Because he could move, attach himself, make it 10 dice, but he's better off getting other people to fire.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he's got no shock to rally. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Okay.
Now there's nobody else firing from that squad, so we roll for that now.
Okay.
Yep. So that'll be 1, 1 and 2. So where are you going to put the 2?
You know what? My command level is good, so the 2 is going on that last rifleman.
Yeah, you're right. You've got room to manoeuvre because your force morale's up at 10. Mine's down at 7. You kind of in a stronger position. So roll the 2 dice.
Right. So for the rifle team.
I just hope this goes badly wrong for you.
No, he's
No effect. Right, he survived. Right, so 1 on the Bren team is
Fine.
nothing, and on the
5
is 1 shock. So we
that's
got
fine.
shock back on the 2-pounder.
Yeah.
Let's put that one in, and we're now going to get this rifle team to fire, and that's just 4 men.
Okay. Fire away.
Fire away, and that's 2 hits. So one of them has got to go on the primary target. Now I should have named my primary target there, and I failed to do so. So let's assume it was the 2-pounder because that's
Of course,
what I've been
'cause
firing
that's
at.
the big threat.
That's the big threat.
Yeah,
Although I
it
would like to kill that 1 man. To be honest with you, I should have put it on him. But anyway,
I tell you what. If you want, we can do odds for the anti-tank gun, even for the 1 man.
let's
I think
do
that's
that.
fair.
Let the dice decide.
Evens.
Evens. I
What
can't
did I
remember
say
what you
evens
said now.
I think it was the 1 guy. I think I said odds anti-tank gun, even that
You
guy.
did, so
Right.
it's that one.
So it's that 1 guy. How many hits?
1, I think.
1. Okay. Yeah, my brain's melting. Okay, 1 guy.
Oh!
Boom. So let's see what happens.
And let's see
And a
what on a
6.
force morale. So we've got to look at that on our force morale. Let's turn to the magical play sheet
Yep, on a 6.
and see what a team wiped out. That is 1 point off.
Bosh.
A whole section wiped out is likely to be a worse result than a team being wiped out for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Right.
Now, quick important question then. So, because the section didn't die at the same time,
Yeah.
if that other side of the section dies, does that become a section
No,
test?
it's
or
another
just a
team
team
test. Another team test.
Very important for your games. Okay.
You know it makes sense.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now he's going to use his 3rd dice
Yes.
to say to these guys, "One like the wind," because he's German, and,
And suddenly I didn't know we were playing Hello Hello. So
and they're going to go 10 inches.
That's a good bit of a run.
That's a good run, yeah.
And that's what I was scared of.
And that's probably not worth it. It's a big infantry team of 9 men. Now, what you may note is that by running, they get an extra dice of movement, which is great. However,
Bad stuff's happened?
it's No, it's not that bad.
Right.
I thought it was pretty impressive, 10 inches. They do take a point of shot because they're a bit disordered from running about.
Okay.
So, but that can be rallied. That's no problem. So that's done. Everybody's activated who can be activated.
Anybody
My
come
other
in?
2 dice, waste of time.
Okay.
Nothing I can do with it.
Back to myself.
So, yeah,
If you can police your dice,
I will.
see what we get.
Ooh,
lovely.
2 5s. So the
So
chain
that'll
of
be
command.
To 3.
Yeah,
The 6 is wasted, but the 2 3s are good.
2 3s are always good. But no senior leader, so
Yes.
yeah, no anti-tank gun firing.
Yes. So, I'm going to activate my other junior officer,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do a nasty thing.
Uh-huh.
So, get me that unit. They're going to deploy.
Right, so section 3, come on
Actually,
down.
Now, hang fire. I actually have to do this correctly.
Yeah,
So, the way this is going to work is,
Yeah.
this unit is going to half move
yeah,
on 1 die,
yeah,
and then fire.
yeah.
So, for distance,
Aha. Aha.
oh, they only get to move 1.
Yeah. Move where?
1.
Not good enough, is it?
Well, I'll move this one guy here,
Yeah.
and that might just be enough to let
Yeah.
me do this.
To let
So
you
they'll
put the
half
Bren in
fire,
there.
Half fire for 3.
Yep. 3 dice. Who are you firing at?
Oh, target rich environment.
It is.
What's the smallest unit that's sitting about there?
That 4 men.
Actually, what I'm going to fire at is this, because you are more than 4 inches away
From whom?
from this unit.
I'm more than 4 inches away from them, so we'll just share the hits with them.
Oh, right,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah.
But
it's anybody within 4, not the same.
All right, well, primary target will be the MG team that's
That's
sitting
fair
there.
comment.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay, so.
3 dice.
Yeah, 3 dice on the MG team. Almost punching myself in the neck for some reason. There we go. 2.
It's the best hit I've had all day. Right, 2, right. So 2, so 1 on the machine gun team. Let's
Yep.
roll for that. And 1 on the rifle team who are next to them. 1 point of shock on the rifle team, nothing on the machine gun team.
That's fine.
So we can see from where we were earlier and all that shock, by putting my 2 senior leaders on there, they've really tidied things up.
Yeah, they've
Although
got everybody under
there's
control.
a kind of big risk factor with that, but fortunately it's paid off so far.
Yeah.
What I need to do now is put some pressure on you, but what are you going to do with this section?
Well, they are going to come in,
And deploy on the barricade.
and I've got 6 inches,
Yeah.
so I can get the
You
brain
can
gun
get
team.
you can get the Bren gun team up there firing,
Yep.
and it'll mean your rifle team is still in the road behind them. But that's,
Yep, but that's quite okay with me.
it is, and actually, because you're doing it on the section leader when he deploys, he's got his 2 command initiatives free.
Yep.
This is representing the fact that when a leader comes on the battlefield, for that moment he's kind of in perfect control. So he can, if he wants, say to the Bren, focus on them, or even focus on this group with the 2 senior leaders.
Oh, let's go after those senior leaders. Just because I think it's a really risky thing. So it's 6 shots I get, yeah?
Yeah, you do. 6 dice.
Focusing on a senior leader. Okay.
So you're focusing on that group, but any
Yeah.
kills will be on
Yeah.
the leader. Right. So roll those dice. So 6 dice
Okay.
and 4s, 5s, and 6s. Yeah.
That'll be 4.
4 hits.
That's painful.
So there's a risk involved here. So 1 dead and 1 point of shock. Now we'll put the shock on now, but the interesting thing is the 1 dead, if I roll a 1 now, that's going to be one of those senior leaders, and that could be bad.
Oh, it is. What happens to him?
Well, shall we see?
Let's find
The
out.
dice will tell us.
A 6.
He's lightly wounded.
Okay.
So it's not always terrible. When a leader gets hit, you roll again. A 1, dead. A 2 or 3, he's knocked out, so he can't use his influence to the end of the turn.
So-
4, 5, or 6, he just goes down a level.
Okay. So he's obtained a roguish scar, perhaps down the eye.
A roguish scar. That's one way of looking at it. Okay, so have you had enough?
I believe that's all I can do.
Right, well, let's see what I can do.
Oh,
I can
turn
end that
hand.
turn, which sadly for me means your junior leader with the anti-tank gun will be coming back in a moment.
Yes.
The other thing sad for me is I've rolled 2 4s, which means
Like, can you transfer one of those commanders out of the way?
I'm going to.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy here and he's going to run 11 inches
Oh, he's
over to
booking it.
here. Boom. And he is then going to say, fire, fire. And
Fire.
He's going to get this machine gun firing. He hasn't actually got to the machine, hasn't reached the machine gun, so he can't use his other 2 command initiatives to, but that's fine, he's going to get them to fire.
Yeah.
So that's 10 dice for them.
Yeah.
And
So last chance to get rid of the...
yeah, really got to try and put the pressure on that anti-tank gun before their leader comes back. Oh, 1, 2, 3. But he's also going to fire the rifleman, the 6 riflemen. So let's see what happens when we do that. So we've got 3 hits so far.
Just for everybody at home. Oh, how many
4,
to get?
5, 6 in total.
Okay. Everybody at home, here is why I brought in that extra section. Look at how many different sections I have in this area. Ooh. In this area now.
Yep.
To actually
soak up the
spread
pain.
those shots out with.
Yeah, you're
So
soaking up the pain.
Yeah, I'll
So
throw
you got
bodies in
6.
front of it.
So
6.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in there. So they've all taken 1 hit, but 2 of them take an extra.
Rifle team.
Defending support weapons with adjacent troops is a good idea in a way, because when I'm firing at it, I can only see across the field there's a bunch of guys there, so it's right that the fire is spread across different teams. However, it's a bit of a risky option, and if I had mortar support, I could really cause a lot of problems. But
Don't tell me you have mortars in there.
I might.
Okay, so 1 on the anti-tank gun.
Right.
A 3.
Here's nothing.
Right, 1 on a Bren gun.
Yeah. Here's nothing. So 2 on the new Bren team.
Yeah.
Is
oh,
1
my
dead.
eyes. Is it the junior officer? It is.
It is. It is.
So what
Good.
happens to him? A 4.
He's lightly wounded, so he's down to a level 1 leader. Now,
Fine.
do you want to do a force morale check for that now? Or let's roll for the other, let's roll for the rifle team first.
Yep, so 2 on the
hits,
rifle team.
Yeah.
Double 1s.
No,
They are lovely.
they laugh. Outrageously. Right.
Germans shooting at us?
You have a junior leader wounded. Roll a d6. 1 or 2, it's nothing. So it might be minimal.
5.
That's 1 point off your force morale.
I'll take it, I'm on 8.
He's on 8. No, I'm only on 7, so
It's coming back
the
away.
balance is swinging the other way.
But,
Especially as I've got all this fun still to do over here.
well, you have 1 more of your senior commanders to go.
I have, and he's got 3 points, and there's 3 teams here.
Oh.
That might be fun.
Oh, God.
I'm going to activate all of them and fire at you a lot. So here's the first light machine gun firing.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll assume that anti-tank gun is still your primary target.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then I'm going to fire the next group of 4 men.
So how many was that?
We've got 5 so far,
Alright,
and
so
then
it's 5.
nothing.
5 then, nothing, okay.
And then 9 from the big super rifle group.
Yeah.
So 5 so far.
Now,
and
are they at
actually,
long
these
range?
guys are hitting on 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
So
That's 2
7.
more. 7 total.
I think so.
Okay. So 7 divided by 4. Anti-tank gun will take 1, everybody else is taking 2.
Okie dokie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, anti-tank gun. Live!
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nothing.
Bren team? Ah!
Oh, 1 dead and 1 point of shock. So
Is it the junior commander?
is it the... Oh, yeah, the other junior commander.
It is not.
No. So I'll take 1 guy off here.
Yeah, but it's now got 2 shock
It's
on
got
it.
2 points. I'll pop those shock over there so we know exactly what we're looking at.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so I've got 4 left to take.
Yep.
So 2 on the rifle team
Yep.
are fine.
They're fine.
And the last Bren team.
On the guys.
Double
no,
ones.
Nothing.
Laughing
Right.
away. Laughing in the face of danger. Flash heart style.
Well, but fortunately for me,
Yeah?
it's my phase. So that turn ends.
Yes.
Matey wakes up. What's been happening?
Yes.
Right, so he recovers.
Yes.
Nobody's on Overwatch, so that doesn't get removed. Nobody's moving tactically, that doesn't get removed. Nobody's got so much shock that they run away and leave the table. So we crack straight on with the next phase, which is mine.
Good
4,
roll.
3, 2, 1. That is a good roll. The tank commander has got 2 command initiatives. 1 will rally the shock,
Alright.
which I think that bloke forgot to do earlier, like a fool. And he's going to put 3 dice of HE in on here.
Okay.
1 hit. So that's 1 dice on there. So they're only in light cover for this, remember? And
5.
that's 1 point of shock.
Yep.
So
Another
let's
point of shock.
pile of points of shock
So
on
that's
there.
3 points of
So
shock
they're back
total.
up to 3 points of shock. It's
Yep.
not looking
Another
good.
reason to have my high-ranking commander in there.
Yeah,
Gives them that little bit more of stabilized.
does. Now, I am going to use this 4
Mm-hmm.
to activate this machine gun to fire.
Mm-hmm. Still blatting away at this.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how well that has survived in that ruin. I have been incredibly lucky.
Yeah, well, you rallied it. The point is, you did the right thing. You sent the big guy in there to keep them fighting. This is real Dunkirk, backs to the wall, true British grit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're putting that fire in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Starting here. That's
5
the primary
plays 4,
target.
2 on the rifle team.
Okay,
Police your dice.
I will do.
Alright, so, anti-tank gun.
Yeah,
It's fine.
nothing. Yeah,
Bran.
yeah.
Fine.
Nothing. Okay.
Other Bran.
Nothing.
Fine.
Oh, it's
Rifle
hard.
team.
It's hard cover. Oh, 1
Not so
dead
fine.
and 1 point of shock. So we'll give you a shock marker now. Is there a leader with that? He's with them, isn't he?
Yep,
So there's no leader.
I've kept my leaders with the Brans.
Right. Okay.
Because that's where I want them, getting that shock removed.
Now, what he's going to do with his other command initiative is move these guys 3d6.
Okay.
They're going to run. Now, it costs you nothing to go through a gate.
You
So,
can make it through the gate.
they're going to, yeah. We don't worry about the countryside code. We just leave it open. Because we're those sort of Nazis.
Well, you know, you have friends who need to come along as well.
And the senior leader's going with them. Right,
Okay.
that's that position down here. Now, interestingly, I've got a 2 and a 1 and a 1. Which I'm going to add up, and I'm going to make that into a 4 here. He's going to take 1 point of shock off this group,
All right.
and he's going to put fire on. He's going to put fire in with that machine gun to there again. 3, 6, 8. Desperate to get that anti-tank gun under a lot of pressure. And we're not going to do it with
like
that.
that.
1 hit. No, is that 2? Yeah, they're within 18, so that's 2.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah,
1 on the anti-tank gun,
Yeah.
1 on the rifle squad.
okay, away you go.
The rifle squad
Yeah,
are just my guys who are going to die.
right, okay.
So, anti-tank gun,
Nothing.
rifle squad. Oh,
1
another man
dead.
down.
Well, you weren't wrong.
Oof.
He's down he goes. Okay, now I've got a decision here. I'm kind of a bit worried that your guys in heavy cover are really are winning the firefight in some respects. But actually, you've got such small numbers. I'm thinking I've really deployed these people in the wrong place.
All right. So this big unit of yours,
Yeah.
where do they want to be? Or where do you
Well,
think they should
really,
be?
they'd like to be at the bridge. But sadly, I don't think that's an option yet. Okay, we're going to put some fire in, and we're going to. No, it's long range. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to run.
Okay.
We're going to reposition ourselves all of 7 inches. So they're going to run back over here. So these guys are running in that direction.
I just have Benny Hill running in the back of my head right now, of them just delete.
That's exactly how they're doing it.
Okay.
Very perceptive.
Dunsky?
Yeah, I reckon so. I don't really feel that having had an extra phase, I'd inflicted the damage I want to. But let's go for it.
All right.
I'm going to kill you in a minute.
All right, lads.
Yeah,
Time to hold the line.
yeah.
Not like that, though.
No, that's not bad.
Well, the
Could be
6
worse.
is wasted.
Could be better. 6 is wasted.
But
2 1s, 2 3s.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now, of course, the nice thing is you can turn the 3s into 4s.
I will turn one of them into a 4.
That seems like a good idea to
So
me.
basically what's going to happen is he is going to have them drop 2 of these
Yep,
again,
and then fire, I presume.
and then fire, of course.
Okay, well, they've got 1 point of shock.
Yes.
He would have to use 2 command initiative to give them a +1, so he doesn't have that. So
Yeah.
you need
so
8.
I'd rather just take the shock off.
Yeah, I think taking shock off's the right thing to do. We've seen that again and again. So you
Yeah.
need 8s.
8s. Okay.
Yeah.
Be lucky. 7, not this time. Whistles off into the day.
It does, it does.
Perhaps hits a random farmhouse. 20 miles down the road.
Hopefully landing on the beach at Dunkirk, which seems to be my only chance of doing any damage in that area. But, right, okay.
All right, so that's
Yeah,
a 4 done.
yeah,
I have a 3 and a 1 left.
yeah.
I think it's time for mortar fire because your guys are no longer pinned.
You're right.
So how many dice?
That's right. They're no longer pinned. Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to be dropping a mortar shell into here.
2 dice.
2 dice needing.
Can you see it? Yeah. 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Excellent. Yep,
2 hits.
2 land.
And who are you landing it on? This team
MG
here?
team.
1 and 1. So 1 on the machine gun. They're in the open, so that's a man dead.
Is there a...
There is. We'll come to that in a second. That's
there
on them. Nothing. So there's one guy with them. Let's roll the dice to see if it's him.
It
4.
is not.
It's not. So it's this guy here, which
Yes.
still that's bad enough. Okay.
And that was a 3 to do
No,
that.
that's a 1.
That's a 1. Okay.
Yeah.
That leaves me a 3.
It does.
So I'm going to have one of my brain guns fire with the team which doesn't have a wounded young officer. Or
Yep, the
Lower
leader.
officer.
Right. Okay.
that'll be 6 shots.
Yeah.
Focus firing into that machine gun squad.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Oh, you rotter. Right. Okay, 6 dice.
I'm learning. Oh, that's only 2.
That is only 2, but it's focused on the Bren team. So, and there's only 2 guys. This is where I roll
MG
2
team.
6s again, of course.
No, they're fine.
1 point shot though.
Yeah.
Let me reach over and down we go. So my phase.
Yeah, that'll be me. Oh, this is getting crazy.
It's close, but no cigar. 3 on my chain of command dice. Oh, so I could end the turn at any time. I could interrupt. Okay, you rotters, I don't have what I need. I really, really, really want to activate these guys here.
Oh,
Knowing that I have an interrupt, I really want them to surge up here and throw grenades, but I don't have a 4 for the senior leader, and it's like, oh dear.
But could you activate them with the junior leader, or is he not with them?
He's not with them. He's back here with this. He's back here with this machine gun team, keeping up the base of fire.
Right. But now here's a question.
I love it when a plan doesn't come together. Right.
Here's an important question. So
Yeah.
you've got 2 3s there.
Yeah.
Could you add those together and say that's making a 4, or does it have to be exact?
No, that has
on
to
the
be
cal-
exact.
Ah,
Has to be exact.
again important. Well, craziness.
Crazy, crazy
But
indeed.
it does mean I have to do something very clever very soon.
Okay, well this guy is going to use his 3 to activate his junior leader, and he is going to really focus that fire. 10 dice, using my machine gewehr national characteristic, and much good it did him. 3 hits.
Oof.
So 1, 2, 3.
1.
Place them where you will, but 1 has to go on the primary target, which is the anti-tank gun.
Yeah, so anti-tank gun,
Yeah,
the squad with the lightly wounded
yeah,
junior,
yeah,
and
That's them.
then
yeah,
and then the other on the rifle team.
yeah. Okay,
So start with the anti-tank gun.
let's do that. Let's see what those dice are going to... The dice will tell us the story.
That's
Nothing.
fine.
This one's important here.
Bran,
Yeah, let's do it.
a 5.
That's a point of shock. Now that's interesting because there's 3 men there
Yes.
with 3 points of shock. Now their other team has gone, so they don't share that shock with anybody. So
Yep.
they're getting close to being
Yeah.
unhappy. Right.
And then the
okay.
last one, rifle team.
Yeah, yeah. Rifle team.
Oh, man
Is a
dies.
man down. So there's no leader with them.
No, so they just go.
Right. Okay. Now what I'm going
That's
to...
one guy with 1 shock.
Yeah. What I'm going to do with my other 3
Yeah,
is do exactly the same over here and activate that machine gun team
yeah.
and put 10 dice into you again.
Such pain.
The Germans are pokey
Yeah.
with these machine guns. When they're directing the fire, you can use your leaders as a base of fire and move those assault troops round under a senior leader, and they, especially when we come on to our other German national characteristic, Handgranaten, which is where they assault in the old First World War stormtrooper style, throwing grenades as they go. They can really do some damage.
What
But
we got here?
let's have a look at the damage that we've got here first. 6
2.
hits, 6 hits.
6. Ugh. Okay, so the way I have to divide this then is
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1,
So you've got 4 teams there. So
Yeah.
you've got to decide which 2 teams get the extra dice.
It'll be
Which get 2.
I'm going to take it on the chin for this.
Yeah.
I might come back to haunt me, but 1 on the anti-tank gun. 'cause
Okay,
it's
away we go.
useful.
Let's roll for them.
So, anti-tank gun is
It's
fine.
nothing. They're fine.
The good Brent gun team.
Yeah,
just
that's the
one.
guys over there. Just the one. Nothing.
fine.
Right. So 2 on the Bren gun team that's looking untidy.
Yep. Oh, that's
1
one
point
more.
of shock.
Pinned.
Yep.
Okay.
So they
And
are pinned.
2 on that last rifle.
Oh.
And he's dead.
When they met, it was murder. Right.
Yeah.
So that is a bad one. That's a team lost. Roll me a dice. The team wiped out. Force morale.
3.
3. 1 off your force morale.
That's fine. Down to 7.
So you're as rubbish as I am now. So
It has
we've
been
got
a hell of
both
a fight.
sides really not feeling good about this, but
Yeah.
and the pressure's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feeling the pain?
A little bit, but it's my phase.
It's your phase.
Game on.
Game on indeed. Game on indeed.
That's good.
4, 3, 2, 1, 1. That is good. It's a good hand. Lots of variety in there.
Not a bad roll. I can work with that. So I can get my commander active. I can get one of my little guys active, perhaps even 2. Okay, so important thing then. First thing I have to do is the big commander is going to activate for the 4.
Yeah, that's the platoon leader. Yeah, he's gonna.
He's going to drop 1,
Yeah.
and with 2 left over, have this fire.
Yeah, and so he can actually influence that firing now. Give it a +2, so it needs 7, so it's down to 6 now because all the shock's gone.
Yeah, and just going to keep hammering that
He's
tank
gonna
because
keep
it
hammering at the tank.
scares me. Oh, I don't get it.
You miss. Ah, the worm has turned.
No, hang on. You said it's given them a +2.
No, it gives them a +1. They use their 2 command initiatives to give them a +1.
Blast. Oh well, worth the try, and they're at least still
Yeah.
active.
Yeah,
I'll then use the 3
yeah.
to activate the
Junior
guy in
leader.
here,
Yeah, yeah.
and he'll just drop 2
2
off
points
that
of shock, yeah.
because it has to be done. It can't fire then.
No, it can fight, but you'll need another command initiative to activate it, or more to the point, you'll need one of those wands.
I will use one of the ones.
Yeah.
So
See, there were 2 men in that Brentine. It had 4 points of shock, but remember, it had a junior leader with it, so he counts. So that's 3 men. So the 4 points of shock was just enough to pin it, but it wasn't enough to break it.
But are they still pinned then?
They're still pinned.
So I can't fire with them.
So you can fire, but at half effect.
I'll take the shot,
Yeah.
and I will continue to target
3 dice.
that as the
Yeah.
primary.
Yeah. Okay, that's the primary target.
That'll be 2.
2 hits.
I'll
so
take 2.
1 on them and 1 on the rifle group next to them. So 1 on them is 1 point of shock. 1 on the rifle group next to them is another point of shock. So
Excellent.
putting the pressure on.
Yeah,
The pressure
and then
on.
for my last 3,
Yeah.
I will have my other commander activate,
Yeah.
and he will put both of his points into. Actually, could he shout at the other unit? No, it's just your superior.
Only
senior
the
commander.
senior leaders can
Yeah,
shout at other units.
That's fine.
yeah.
So he'll put the 2 to focus onto that MG team. with
Right,
6
so
shots.
this is with the other machine, the other Brentine there.
Yes.
Right, okay. So he's going to put 6 shots on there. Let's take those
Yep.
dice out of there.
That'll do it. That'll be 4.
Yeah, 4 hits. And we've already got 2 points of shock on there. And that leader is with them. So let's see. 2 dead.
So a 1 or a 2 kills the leader now.
1 or a 2 kills and 1 point of shock. So 1 or a 2 kills a leader. It hits the leader.
What does it do to him?
So what does it do? It apparently misses. Right. So he's knocked down. The leader's knocked down.
Right.
Another man dies. And we have an extra point of shock. So that's 3 points of shock on 1 man. Because a man knocked out can't count. So that team breaks.
Lovely.
So that's a big one there because they're routing. So we roll 2 dice. I'll roll that one again. 5 and 9, and we add 6 to that, so that's 15. They roll straight away from the fire. So he's run down the road. He takes his shot with him. He leaves that leader, and that is a team break. So we roll a dice to test our morale for team breaks. Now, actually, teams breaking, believe it or not, is worse
6.
than teams being wiped out, and that's 2 off.
Oh yes.
So that takes my force morale down to 5. which is fine, but one more and I start losing my command dice.
Yeah, but your face.
And I've also got a leader wounded,
Oh, actually.
which I haven't rolled for yet.
6.
Oh no!
Oh God.
Junior leader wounded. 2 points off my force morale.
And suddenly the tide turned.
And suddenly, so I'm down to just 3 command dice, but you've still got things to do, haven't you?
No, that's all of mine.
Thank goodness for that. Well, that was a big turn. That was a real hammering away there.
Focus on what you want. What do you get?
Just 2
6
senior leaders.
fours. Oh,
Now,
that hurts.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do here.
All right.
I'm going to expose myself recklessly.
Okay.
I'm going to... Are we within 12? We're not. So I'm going to...
Book it.
We've got to try and make something happen here.
Okay.
11.
Okay. So they're...
These
Oh my
guys
God.
are storming in.
Okay.
And it's on a senior leader. They're coming into close combat range, but as they go, he's used 1 command initiative to activate them, and as they go, he's going to use the other 2 command initiatives to get them to throw grenades in.
Oh God. So you're chucking grenades into here?
I'm chucking grenades into there prior to my assault going in.
Does it count as an enclosed space?
It does count as an enclosed space because it is a space that is enclosed.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So they will throw the dice just before they get to the 4-inch close combat. So they're throwing at 5 inches. Now, in order to roll dice, you've got to roll higher than the distance involved.
Right.
So I'm going to roll a 6 to hit. Yes, the first grenade goes in and hits. And the second one doesn't. So it's an enclosed space, so that means 3 automatic hits, and they are treated as in the open. So roll 3 dice for...
And it's all focused on it?
And it's all focused on it.
Oh.
It's all focused on it. And that is rubbish.
For you.
So that is 1 point of shock.
I'll take it all day long. I will take it.
Not enough to save me, but we're going straight into a close combat here because we've advanced close enough to initiate that.
Right.
Which is 4 inches. Now, the way we do that is that you guys count the number of men who you've got in there. Now, this isn't leaders, this is just men.
1, 2, 3 guys.
3 guys.
Don't fight?
They will do. But so you get 3 dice for your ordinary 3 blokes. But you've got a senior leader there who's level... Is he still level 3? He's not been wounded?
No, he did get knocked down.
Right. So he's level 2 now.
I may have been doing a couple of things wrong then. If I have, I apologise.
Well, I think he's been cheating all day, but there we go. So here we go. But let's... So he's a level 2,
level
right?
2, yeah.
So he adds 2 dice,
Okay.
and he's back in action. So he got knocked down, but he wasn't actually wounded. He was only knocked down. So he adds 2 dice for being there. Right. Now, for every dice I use for movement, which represents me rushing forward, and you getting a chance to shoot at me on the way in, even if it's only with your pistols and whatever, you get 3 dice for that.
All right.
So there's no SMGs. There's no light machine guns, so that is the total number of dice you've got there. How many is that?
I think it's 10.
Right, well that's bad enough. Right, now let's see how many I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men, so that's 6 dice. I've got a senior leader who's 3 dice, but he's got an SMG which adds 2 dice as we go in.
Okay.
Now,
you're
5s are kills and 6s are kills plus shock.
Oh.
So this is kind of, last ditch.
Get the knives out.
This is get stuck in and see if we can break that British morale before we all run home crying. So I'm going to roll my dice first of all, and I'm looking for 5s and 6s. So I've done 4 dead and 2 points of shock on you. Now that means everybody in there's dead apart from 1 man, and he's going to... Right, so let's take them out. And
alright, so everybody's dead but 1 guy.
So you've got to roll your... Yeah, let's take them off now.
And one of them's going to have to be...
One of them's going to have to be one of them. So roll me a d6. 1, 2 or 3, it's the junior leader. 4, 5 or 6, it's the senior leader.
4, 5 or 6,
it's
senior.
the senior leader, right.
So I have to roll to see what happens to him?
No, he's just dead.
Just dead?
He's just dead.
Alright.
And the anti-tank gun crew are completely done. So we'll take that base off so they're completely kaput.
Oh, actually, hang on. So, how many did you kill total?
4.
4 total, yeah, then you're correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. So that's gone.
Yeah, so he's gone. We'll leave the model there so we know it's there.
Yeah.
Right, roll your dice to see what you do to me as I rush in. Foolishly, possibly. Four kills on me, right.
Yeah.
So
2 of those are with the additional.
Additional shock. So we'll put the 2 shock on.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll roll to see if it's one of them's a leader, because not everybody's killed.
No.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
4 deads, and I rolled a 3. So what's the effect on him? So my senior leader is reduced in quality by 1 level, so he's down to a level 2 leader.
Okay.
However, you have got 1 man left with 3 points of shock, which means he breaks. Now, officers leaders don't hold shock, but they do react to it in this turn. So roll me 2d6.
2d6, okay.
And add 6.
That'll be 12.
So he goes straight away there. So he goes to there. And then take that shock off, because leaders don't hold shock.
Okay.
Right, now I will occupy that position.
Whoa.
Now we've got some big rolling to do for you.
Yeah. Now, your leader, because he was wounded, I think you have to make a roll.
I do. I am going to roll for that for my force morale. So senior leader wounded
4
is 4, is 1 point off my force morale.
Oh, so close.
My morale is just hanging in threads, but I'll tell you what happens in a second, because we're going straight into another close combat here, because we're within 4.
Oh, you're just rolling on?
Yeah.
Okay, so how does it work for these?
But before we get there, you have to roll for a support option destroyed. So roll me a dice for that. 1, 2 or 3 is 1. 4, 5 or 6 is 2.
2.
So 2 off your force morale, so you're down to 5.
To 5, yeah.
Roll me a dice for a senior leader dying.
6.
Senior leader killed is 2 points off your force morale.
Takes me to 3.
Ooh. And I'm really hoping that we can do something else. But no, we didn't kill that other leader. Right.
Yeah, but I have 2 junior leaders there.
You do.
So straight into more combat then?
Straight in more combat. We were within 4 inches.
Okay, so...
Now what you don't get is dice for me moving as I've come in, because
you've already done that.
Yeah.
This is just
so
fighting spreading.
What we're doing now is, how many men have you got there who are not leaders?
I've got 2 guys there that aren't leaders.
Right. There you go.
Now, is this everybody now?
Yeah, all these guys are sucked into the fight.
Alright, so within 4... Yeah, it's everybody. So I've got 4 guys who aren't leaders.
That's 4 dice. And then what leader qualities you got there?
I've got a leader quality 1.
Yeah.
A leader quality 2.
Right. So
and
that's what you get.
It.
And I think you're right. That's it. Now, I have got 1, 2... Oh, hold on a minute. I did lose 4 men.
Oh, right.
I was being a bit optimistic there. So I've got I actually lost 3, because one of them was the hit on the leader.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 men, and I've got a level 2 leader now, because he came down a level.
With his SMG.
Yeah, but I have got 1 point of shock, so I lose a dice.
Oh, I've
got 2 points of shock, so I lose a dice.
Right, I've got 2 as well, so
so you lose a dice for that.
Okay.
So you've got more dice than me, but I feel I deserve somehow to win.
Go for it.
You go first this time.
Okay.
So that's just 1 dead on me and no shock.
That's 2 dead on me and a
and
shock.
1 shock.
So, roll for leaders.
Yeah, we better do that.
So I've lost 2. So it's a 1 or a 2. It's a leader.
Yeah. Roll again.
It's fine.
No, and I've lost. No. So let's take our dead off.
Yeah.
You can take them off where you like. Okay.
And do we just keep scrumming till someone's dead?
We don't, because I've beaten you by 1, which means you fall back 6 inches.
Okay. Directly away?
Directly away.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Do you have anything more in the tank?
I have a 4.
A 4?
For my command dice.
Oh my God. This could go horribly wrong. So, having been beaten, my guys have now ran out into the bloody open.
And I'm going to activate this team here. He's going to take off 1, 2 points of shot.
Yeah.
And he's going to get those 4 men to fire in a hope of,
from there down to here. Oh,
in a hope of delivering a coup de grace. Yeah, he's in close range.
Oh God. Do it.
3 hits.
And I'm in the open.
You're in the open. So 5s and 6s kill in the open.
Come on, lads. Okay, so 1 on the badly done
Yeah.
unit,
Yeah.
2 on the other.
Okay, right.
So the rough unit,
Here's a point of shock.
that puts them to 4.
Yeah,
The other unit is fine.
there's nothing. Oh. And that's me done. So how many
3.
right, and I actually have got a force morale of 2. So let's have a look and see how many command dice that gives you. When you've got 3 dice, it means that you are rolling. Let me find it here without my glasses on. Here we go. 3. Your command dice are reduced by 2, so you will roll 3 command dice.
Yeah. Let's see what I get. Come on. Ah, a 6 and a 5. Just what I didn't want.
Just what you didn't want, and a 3.
A 3. I was really, really hoping for a 4 there so I could bring in my second high-ranking commander.
Oh, sadly, you can't.
Right.
But I've kind of exhausted my men. I can't see them doing a lot more. So remember, the pinned unit can't move, and will fire with half effect if it fires.
Yes. But I have a fresh unit.
You do.
I'm shooting at hard cover,
Yeah.
but it's going to be 10 shots.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that.
Okay, so you're firing with these guys from here, are you?
Yes, so this fresh unit
Yeah.
is just going to shoot... if I
Going
don't
to destroy the building.
break the table.
Yeah.
Create line of sight, of course. So from here straight into here.
Okay, where you go. 6 dice from there. Do you know what? To be fair, I'd let you fire the Bren at full effect, but these guys are kind of a bit dubious because these guys are away. So just the Bren and a couple of guys. So let's say 8 dice. I think it's probably going to be enough, to be honest with
I'll
you.
take that. I'll take that.
Yes,
They are in hard cover, so it's 5s and 6s.
Well, you're still hitting on 4s, 5s, and 6s, and then my
Yeah.
right. So 8 dice, needing 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Come on, boys. That will do, my son.
That's only 7 hits. Okay, 5s because I'm in hard cover. 5s are shock, 6s are kill.
Oh my god. Wow.
Do your worst, Doctor. Right, that's you.
Done.
3 dice for me. I've actually got to take off. Because I'm down to 2, it allows you to remove one of my deployment points, jump-off points from the table. It kind of doesn't affect this game because everybody's on, but let's take that one off for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll that dice. 5, which puts one of my chain of command dice. I've actually got a whole chain of command dice, which I've been vaguely forgetting about. 6, I've got a 3 and a 1, which I'm going to turn into a 4, and he's going to get these guys to throw 3 grenades at them. If you want to throw grenades, your leader gets you to do it.
Right.
1 for each command initiative. In fact, I've got a senior leader. Oh, he's down 1 level.
Yeah.
So that's only 2. So we're throwing grenades. How far are we throwing grenades? We're going 8 inches. Whoa, I might be being a bit optimistic here, mightn't I? But let's go for it.
Yeah. Double 6s in the tower.
Let's go there.
So that's 9.
1 hit with 2 dice and nothing. Right, so they're in the open, so it's only 2 dice for damage. Roll 2 dice, but they do count as in the open.
1 on each then?
1 on each, yeah. So 1 on this
damaged unit?
Yeah. Nothing.
Other unit? A 4.
Point of shock. No, pathetic.
I think you need to talk to your munitions factory.
I really was hoping that I would be finishing you off with that, but you'll go.
3 for me.
3, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Come on.
Let's do it indeed.
That'll work.
2, 2, 1, yeah. Gives you a lot of options.
So, I can have...
You can do your 8 dice again with that junior leader, can't you?
I can. Or, so for a 2, I can just... No, 2 is the...
Section.
I have a section.
You have a section. So they can fire on that.
Yes. So, what I'm going to do, I'll use the 2 to fire with the section.
Yep.
So that'll be the 8.
Yep. Let's do that first.
5, 3.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4, 5. That's okay. Come on. That should be enough to do something.
No, you said that with 7. do with that one? Do we roll that again?
It landed flat.
Well, it did enough to kill 3 men, so they're all completely wiped out. The senior leader, I know what's going to happen.
Roll it.
So we've got a team wiped out.
For a 3.
On a 3, team wiped out is 1 point off the force morale, so I'm down to 1. Senior leader killed, a 1. Even on a 1, a senior leader being killed is 1.
0.
My force morale breaks,
dude.
and I win.
Well, you ran home to fight another day.
Yeah.
So I think the story at the end of that is the German commander, in a fit of rage at having not been able to reach the bridge, decided to go on a bit of an assault run.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this exposed him to fire. His men, seeing the courage and bravery of their German leader, decided this was not an excellent plan and decided that they were not going to follow this lunatic anymore.
Which is fortunate because he's dead.
Oh, that was a fantastic game. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Rich.
Well, thank you. It's one of those games that, because of the nature of the fighting on the Flanders plain, it's flat, it's open. The Germans have got open ground to advance over. So it kind of turns into a bit of a shooting match. But what I tried to do was to break the deadlock by going round here.
Yeah.
I felt I was really unlucky not to get that 4 earlier and make the assault earlier on in the game before I kind of lost all my dice, because I felt had I got that chance, but just the command dice didn't come up for me. And that's when it's about, right, I can't do exactly what I want to do, but what can I make happen? But your guys were real backs to the wall, heroic.
Yeah, just double hard, standing in line, taking it on the chin the whole time. The real key for me was focus firing stuff down. As soon as I was able to start focusing stuff down and drawing down that command, I think that's what won the day for me. It was meaning it when I wanted to kill something, not trying to take stuff out piecemeal. Fantastic. Guys, drop your comments in below. Did you enjoy this game of Chain of Command? We will move on. We will see you in another one.
Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.